What's up, everybody? Let's adjust. We are back, and we're not going to talk about my hair today. We're not going to do that because my hair today it's not the vibe, but that's all right. That's all right. It is Tuesday, which means it's Taco Tuesday. Yes, it's what I look forward to on Tuesdays the most. Oh, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and everything else to work in your favor. I obviously know that sounds. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and everything else to work in your favor. I obviously know that sounds good. You click that follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're watching from. Also, if you are interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get your shit right, and you want one-on-one coaching, what's up, Sergeant? I've missed you too, bitch. What's up, Lulu and Nadine? All links are in my bio or description, wherever you're watching from. I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks, so I'm good at it, and I'm here to help you do the same. By the way, what's up, Casey and Lisa with the butterfly and Jillian? Just so you know, the success stories today is lit. It is lit. Just letting you know. All right, Emanuela. Jen, I texted my SP, like you said, and today I went on a date with him. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I don't sit here and tell you guys to, I'm sorry, as I digress. Every day here on TikTok only, we do have a friendly contest. So anyone who reposts this video, this live, or shares this live is going to be entered to win some amazing prizes. Maybe I'll give 30 days of text coaching away today. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, let's get back to you, Emanuela. I don't ever sit here and tell you guys to not text your SP. Nadine, this does not apply to you. Or a couple of you. But if you know if they'll respond, why not? Who gives a fuck? I'm going to text my SP. You got me screwed up if you don't think I am. I 1000% am. Who cares? Who cares? So, good. I'm glad, Emanuela. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, bitch. Now, keep that momentum going. Hold on to that, okay? Don't digress. We move forward only, okay? So hold on to that and just know that this is just the way of life now, okay? This is just a way of life now for you. Understand that. And this is how he's going to be for you and only you, and that's all you need to know. I have this thing here. I'm exhausted, by the way. Can I just tell you, I'm fucking exhausted. Today is day 1 of 2, and I'm fucking exhausted. I just want to let you know that. Okay? So I'm going to tell you guys again that I need you to pick your fucking chins up. Okay? You need to pick your chin up. You need to straighten your crown. Stop getting in your feelings about things, because the more you cry, the more you get offended, the more you get all up in your fucking thoughts about things being the way they are and not how you want them to be, nothing changes. Okay, if this wasn't a fact, then you guys would have, everyone would have their SPs back. If all you had to do was whine, moan, groan, and cry about it and get all up in your fucking thoughts about it. True? Yes. But you don't. And that's because that's what you're doing. You're comparing people to yourself. You're asking people, has anyone ever gone through this? Like you're some special fucking case? No. Everyone's gone through everything. In fact, most people that think they're a special case, your case isn't anywhere remotely close to people who have manifested their SPs back. There's nothing that makes them any different. Yes, people have manifested their SPs back that were cussed out, told to get lost, and this is a wrap, and they're never going to be a couple again, and no contact to fully back in a relationship with their SPs. Yes. It's been done numerous times. Well, in my community, at least. So there's nothing that makes them any different than you, other than the fact that they do what? What's that one word they do? Oh, yeah, that's right. Persist. Persist in what they want. That's it. And if all you have to do is change your fucking thoughts about it, and see the version of your SP that you want and expect them to be for you, then what is your problem? What's your problem? And don't sit there and be like, well, I can't stop with my negative thoughts. People have them all the time. It's unrealistic to think you're never going to have a fucking negative thought in your entire life and you're never going to waver. That's fucking stupid. But you pick yourself up and you move forward. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. But so many of you find that rather difficult, which I'm not understanding. What up, Nest girlfriend, bestie? Which I'm not understanding, and it's fucking annoying. It's annoying. Spaz, I love you too, bitch. I love you too. I want you to pick your head up, okay? You're going to pick your head up and get your man. Do you understand? You're way too fucking hot, bitch. Spaz is hot as fuck, by the way. You're way too hot, bitch, to not get what you want and what you deserve. So we're going to get your man back. But you need to pick your chin up. Pick your chin up. Wipe those fucking tears. Okay? Wipe those tears. All right, Sergeant. You literally helped me realize how to manifest properly. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. This is why I do what I do. For things like that. To help people. To help people. Because that's what we're in the market of doing. At least we're supposed to be in the market of doing that. I read some disturbing shit. Well, let me tell you. Let me rewind just a second. I will tell you, I found it quite amusing. I love me a good morning tea. And I woke up this morning to massive tea and Jen, I need your help in the WhatsApp community. I will tell you, some people in the manifestation community give manifestation a bad name. I'm just saying. Because I was very confused where it's possible your shitty self-concept can be responsible for somebody's death. I was trying to figure out 15 million ways that would even make remote sense. And I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. Just saying. Be careful what you're out there consuming on said internet. Okay? And be careful who you're listening to on the internet too. Okay, Jillian, I'm ready to lock it in. But are you really, bitch? Are you really ready to lock it in? But if I affirm and think me and my SP are together, does that contain action? It depends on what you're affirming for. Okay? It depends on what you're affirming for. If you're affirming for, okay, so here's the thing. When people want to live in the end of we're in a relationship together, right? Like, I know you're, baby. That's why I love you, girl. Okay, so if you want to live in the end and you want to affirm that you're in a relationship, like that you're in a relationship with your SP, you can do that. But the assumption has to be created for you to see the action show up in your 3D, if that makes sense. So it's like, if you're sitting there living in the end of relationship until you get on board with that shit and you're and you believe that you're in a relationship with your SP, then you won't see very much movement, if any at all. Okay, because this is why people have came to me that have been trying to manifest their SP back for 1 to 2 years, because they were told to live in the fucking end of a relationship when they're in no contact. That's unrealistic advice. That's unrealistic advice unless you're some master ass bitch. Because the reason is because it requires a certain level of delusion. Like, you have to up level your delusion. And people can't stop reacting to the 3D. So that's the problem. If you can't stop reacting to the 3D now, well, you literally have to only see what you want to see. You have to have a certain level of delusion involved for you to live in the end of relationship when your 3D shows the opposite, because most people have a hard time doing that when their 3D is not showing what they want. And then they're over here in their fucking mind like, I'm not seeing any movement. My 3D's not changing. What's going on? So because of that, I stand by manifesting back in steps. Because if you can't even live in the delusion of contact, what the fuck makes you think you're living in the delusion of relationship? But if you can live in I'm not saying you can't, but if you can live in the delusion of a relationship, well, then, yeah, you'll see movement, because in order for you to be in a relationship, right, what has to happen? They have to think about you. They have to contact you. You guys have to talk all the time by text, right? Then you guys are spending time together, going out on dates. Natural progression to relationship, which is where you're living in the end of, right? If you're living in the end of a relationship, he's not going to come down like it's in a fucking Jason Bourne movie, or James Bond movie on a helicopter and land on your fucking porch with flowers and be like, will you be my girlfriend? right? He's not going to do that. It has to unfold naturally. So those would unfold naturally, but you won't see movement like that until you are living in that state. But you have to hold the state. See, that's the problem. You know, if you want to pull Neville Goddard out, Neville Goddard says you have to hold the state for 72 hours. But you guys can't even hold the state for 5 fucking minutes without reacting to shit. So let alone hold the state for 72 hours, and it will push out. But you can do that if that's what you want to do. Okay. Does that make sense? But just to, give yourself some grace, what I would do is I would maybe, if you're affirming that you are in a relationship, that you and your SP are together, like in a relationship, I would have a rampage that you put together that is set for the steps of relationship. Okay. So it'd be something like you're affirming, me and my SP, right? Would you say their name, by the way? Or you can say he or she. You don't say SP. No one ever explains that shit. But anyway, so you would say like, we have the perfect relationship. Like we have the best relationship, right? I'm in a loyal, committed relationship with Brian. Whatever you're affirming for when it comes to relationship. Then I would have a rampage that says something like, he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me. He absolutely loves being my boyfriend, right? So now you're weaving in relationship, but you've also weaved in the steps to said relationship. Okay. He's constantly taking me on dates. He loves to spoil me. He absolutely thinks that we have the perfect relationship. All of that stuff would be in a rampage. So therefore, you're only saying it once, maybe twice a day, the rampage, while you're affirming for a relationship, but at least you're covering the steps to relationship, which all of that, by the way, is movement, okay, in your 3D, but it's in the form of a rampage instead of you having like 10 affirmations. Does that make sense? So that's what I would do. I feel like things make sense in my mind. Good, Lisa, with the butterfly. Good, because when you thought transmission, that's how it works. When you recall memories, they recall the same memories. Yes. Yes. And you should live in that fucking state. What up, Lena? You should live in that state. Eva, how to manifest an SP. Okay, so I talk about this every day, but I try to keep it as simple and basic as fucking possible because it is not a lot of work. It's not a lot of work. Mainly the premise of how you manifest. I don't know. I'm going to assume you're talking about your SP, like one back. Okay. If you're talking about how to manifest an SP back, the way you do that is simple. The number one thing that will change. I might have to go close this because that's fucking annoying. Yeah. Give me one hot second. Let me go close the window. Alrighty. Okay, so the number one thing you must do that is the most important, this is not an option, okay? Because it's what keeps your relationship, okay? It's not pertinent necessarily. I mean, it is actually, we won't kid ourselves. You need to see your SP how you want to see them. Perfect for you. Okay, the main thing is how do you see them? Because that's how they show up, because it's everyone as you pushed out, meaning that your SP must show up to you based on your assumptions of him, which is why they show up to different people in their reality differently. And you'll see that, right? They treat their homies different than they treat you. And that's because all of their friends have a different assumption of them. Okay. Have a different assumption of them. So you want to make sure that your assumption of them is, great. And you do that by recalling who they were as a person for you. Who were they when everything was great in your relationship? How did they treat you? How did they make you feel? Recall that version of them as a person for you. Who were they when everything was great in your relationship? How do they treat you? How do they make you feel? Recall that version of them and hold only that version of them, because that version of them, you didn't question shit. You didn't question if you were going to hear from them today. You didn't question if you were going to spend time with them, be in a relationship with them, how they felt about you. You didn't question anything because you just knew, because that's who they were for you. So you need to get back to that version of your SP. Second, you also need to get back to the version of you, but the more evolved version of you for your SP. Who were you when you met your SP? You're a very different person when you met your SP than you were at the end of your relationship, or that you are now, because a lot of people tend to have insecurities, but the insecurities don't come. You understand where your insecurities come from, right? Your insecurities are not your insecurities. They're not. Okay. No one wakes up. No one is born with a shit ton of insecurities, and then someone else is born with nothing but confidence. That's not how this works. We'll get into your insecurities and where they fucking come from. Okay. But part of them come from your relationship. Okay. So you need to go back to the confident person that you were, that knew who you were, knew you didn't need someone to validate who you were as a person. You knew who you were. You knew what you brought to the table. You had an assurity about yourself. Where sure, maybe you wanted a relationship, but you didn't need one. A relationship didn't define you. You need to go back to that version of yourself, because that version of yourself is who your SP was attracted to, desired, right? Wanted to be with. And so you go back to that version. Then you need to know how this story fucking ends. This story ends with me and SP together. Committed relationship. There is no alternative. Okay. There is no but what if? No, but what ifs. This is how it fucking is. Period. Okay. This is how it ends. Because as long as you know how it ends, you shouldn't be wavering and spiraling and questioning everything. Thanks, girlfriend. And doing all of that. You wouldn't do all that if you knew how this ended. Together. That's all I need to know. So when you know how this relationship ends, how this chapter of your movie ends, relationship, you stay focused. That is the prize. That is the prize, right? It's kind of like when you're at a carnival, a fair, excuse me. When you're at a fair and your child's playing the game, and that's how they fucking get you, because you get something and you get this little fucking stuffed animal that costs you $25. You know what I'm saying? And it's a stuffed animal they paid 50 cents for. But if you want the medium, though, you need to get 3 of the small to exchange for the medium. And then if you want the large, well, you need 4 of the medium to get to the large, right? But you know that that's what you want, the large. So you do whatever's necessary to get the large, even if that large fucking stupid stuffed animal costs you $200. My daughter goes, yeah, but it's the experience. I was like, well, how about we have a stellar experience at a fucking mall? How about we do that? So it's the same thing, right? You'll do what it takes because you know that that's what you want. So then you focus on inner conversations and affirmations, right? Because you process 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. There's 2 types of thoughts that you process every day. One is focused thoughts. When you're working, when you're talking on the phone, like right now, I'm talking to you, right? It's focused thinking. Then it's those other times when you're cooking dinner, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, driving in the car, doing all that shit, that's when and watching Netflix and, at night, that's when your mind starts to free roam to all the things that you don't want, your current situation and all of that, everything that you don't have. That's when you feel the dead airspace. This is why most people have a hard time on the weekends and not so hard of a time during the week, because during the week they're busy. On the weekend, you're not. And now you're free thinking. And that's when people struggle. So that's why you feel the dead airspace. So that's when you affirm. Plus you pay attention to your inner conversations because you're fucking having them all day anyway. And so you want to make sure that those inner conversations are in alignment with what you're affirming for. Okay. So if you're affirming that in steps, because that's how I do it, you're affirming in steps. So based upon where you're at in your relationship, if you're in no contact, my go-tos, ones I used is he's so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me. He'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. That's what I said. Okay. And so because of that, then your inner conversations throughout the day cannot go against that. So you can't sit, and if they do, you have to flip them in your mind. So you can't sit there and affirm that way. And then your inner conversation at the end of the day is, I haven't even fucking talked to him today. Like last time we spoke was last time I talked to him was 2 months ago. And I don't know if he's moved on. Why isn't he talking to me? You can't do that because that goes against what you're affirming for. So if your inner conversations and your inner conversations and your affirmations have to be in alignment. So when they're in alignment, that's when the shit takes off. Okay. Because it's all in alignment on what it is that you want. And then you persist no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter what the 3D shows you. You persist in your truth, and only your truth. And stop. Thanks, NY2NC. And stop giving a shit what comes out their mouth. I don't care what comes out their mouth. If it ain't what you want to hear, reject. What did you say again? Oh, I'm sorry, reject. I'm sorry, what was that? Yeah, no, reject. Your truth is all you need. What comes out of their mouth is only reflection. And you have to understand that your SP is only reflecting your thought space. And they literally confirm that to you. If you read between the lines and you actually listen to what they say as feedback for you, you'll find the leverage all fucking day if you would stop listening to respond and bitching about them while they're talking to you and telling you everything you don't want to hear. If you would listen as feedback instead of letting your emotions take the lead, you would actually hear they always give you the leverage. They always give you the leverage. And they tell you they tell you literally out of their own fucking mouth, thanks, Tiana girlfriend, what your problem is. They literally will tell you what your problem is in your thought space when they're not consciously where they're doing it. Okay. Because they're reflecting. So they'll literally be like, I just feel like you deserve better and I'm just not good enough for you. Do you know what they mean by that? What they mean by that is all you've done is complain about everything they're not doing in your fucking mind and how, I just need him to communicate better. Like he just doesn't do this. He doesn't listen to me. He's not doing this. And you're bitching about everything that he's not doing for you. And you might even be telling yourself that I deserve better than this. Like I don't deserve this, right? I deserve to be treated with respect, right? All this shit that's going on in your thought space, which is why they told you that. Because your thoughts are constantly transferring to them. So if you want to bitch about them, then all of a sudden they feel like they're not good enough for you or you deserve better. That's why they told you that. So, but you don't hear that because all you hear is what you want to hear. You heard their words and that's it. Instead of I tell you guys, you need to, the minute they tell you something that you want to hear, investigative reporter has arrived. Please continue. Tell me, because I'm taking all the mental fucking notes in the world because I now know where I went wrong in my thought space and I can fix that, right? So if they tell you like, I just need time to think about things, I'm not sure what I want right now. I just want to focus on myself. The fuck? Oh, I just need to work on my mental health. Well, bitch, now you have a stellar mental fucking health. Let me clarify your thoughts for you. Your mental health is top fucking notch. In fact, you're completely miserable when we're not together and you're only happy when you're with me. And I know exactly how you feel about me. Right? Because they're not sure what they want. Let me tell you what the fuck you want in my thoughts now. Right? Oh, you want to focus on yourself? Okay, yeah. Well, you're done focusing on yourself. Okay? In your mind. Like, yeah, no, he's had all the time to self-reflect and he knows now that I'm absolutely exactly who he wants to be with. Like, he absolutely wants to be in a relationship with me. He knows exactly how he feels about me. I just don't feel the same about you anymore. You're so fucking silly. You don't feel the same about me anymore? You're right, because you're madly in love with me. In fact, you now know exactly how you feel about me, and you feel about me more. Your feelings for me are stronger than my feelings are for you. Bruh. Sis. That's all feedback. It's all feedback. But you guys get your panties in a bunch because they said this. Okay, so fucking what? So you should listen to what they said and be like, oh, okay, got it, check. All right, let me fix that shit up in my mind real quick. Let me go ahead and fix that shit up in here real quick. And then they push it out here. All of a sudden, a couple days later, they know exactly what they want. And it's you. They act like they never said any of that shit. Of course. Of course. You're welcome, honey. Play again. Please tell me what else you're struggling with because I can go ahead and help you fix that too. It's all because you're lacking the clarity in your thoughts, which is why oftentimes when they break up with you, the words coming out of their mouth don't make sense to you. Where they'll say why they're breaking up with you, and you're like, huh? Like, what do you mean? Right? You're confused as to why they're saying that. When their actions a couple of days ago said the complete opposite, right? And so forth. And that's where the confusion lies, because you're confused. And the only reason you're confused about what they said is because you're confused in your thoughts, which is why what they said at the time of breakup makes no sense to you. That's why that happens. So then you clarify in your mind instead of getting your panties in a fucking bunch and being like, oh my God, they said they just don't have the same feelings for me anymore. Yeah, bitch, you're right, because you feel fucking intensified for me. What are you talking about? That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing instead. Instead of crying about what they said, you should be like, sick. All right, game on, bitch. Game on. Thank you for the leverage. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for being honest with me and letting me know exactly how you feel, because now I know exactly how to fix this problem. So that's how you should be looking at it, because that's the power. That's the power, because now you're trying to fix things in the 3D once they break up with you. That shit obviously, as you've proven to yourselves, doesn't work, right? But instead of dwelling on what they said, you should be like, thank you for telling me exactly what the problem is, because I'll go ahead and get to work now. Let me go ahead and fix that shit. You wouldn't go months with no contact. You understand this, right? If you would just do that shit, you wouldn't be going months with no contact. You wouldn't be doing any of that shit. Can I just tell you, shit, I've been on here for 30 minutes. We're already at 40K hearts. I love you, bitches. I love you, bitches. As I digress, but I just want to tell you that. But that's what you have to understand, okay? You would not be going lengths of time with no contact if you would shut the fuck up, because it still floors me that you guys would come in the WhatsApp group and be like, I haven't talked to him for 3 weeks since we had an argument. Excuse me? Do you listen to what the fuck I say on here? Because I know I'm not talking to myself. I literally shoved down your throats to freaking stop arguing. There's no need to argue when we don't verbalize, we internalize. I don't need to argue for shit. Well, I'm sorry, what did you say? I don't think so. No argument. Thank you very much. Okay, you wouldn't be going through what you're going through if you would just grow up, take what they said, because they literally told you exactly what the problem is. Exactly what the problem is. And oftentimes they'll literally tell you that. You know, they'll ask you. And then what do? You ask them back. The fuck? Like I had a client a couple days ago, maybe, sends me a message and is like, this is what he said. How do I respond? I said, he's literally begging you to clarify your thoughts. That's literally what he almost said that shit. He may as well have. Because he's like, well, I need you to tell me how you feel. Like, I need you to tell me what you're thinking about right now. Like, because I don't know where, like, what do you want out of this? He's literally begging you to clarify your fucking thoughts. Which is why they ask you, well, where do you think this relationship should go? Lisa with a butterfly. Oh, where do I think this should go? I don't need to verbalize. Zip it like I put it in my pocket. Here, let me clarify where this relationship is fucking going. Let me clarify that shit. How about that? And then all of a sudden they push it up. That's what that is. So let's get a grip. Okay, before I lose all these fucking comments, let me go ahead and look and see. Because I am going to talk to you today about where the fuck your insecurities come from. Okay? Because I'm real tired of all this shit going around the internet where they're somehow like, they're getting you fucked up where you guys think your insecurities, you need to fix all of this. No, you don't. You need to know where they came from. And then bring your power back. Because insecurities are only coming from lack of power. Okay? We'll get into that. I flipped 3D so hard today. What up, Shanty girlfriend? I flipped 3D so hard today, it felt like a speech bubble was coming out of my head. Good, Casey. Good. Good. Girl, what up, Taylor Morgan? I can't even read. I can't even open your shit until I'm going to sit down, breathe, and just grab my stuff. And then I want to, then I open up Taylor's messages because they're always so entertaining. Although I will tell you, if you're going to put Kool-Aid in your drink, you have to let it sit for a minute so it dissolves and you don't drink up powder. Ask me, I know that shit. Okay. Heart. If I see good progress in my 3D, do I ignore it and just keep manifesting? Or can I acknowledge and manifest? Huh? Heart. Okay, that's the whole point. If you see good movement in your 3D, I'm going to read it, Taylor. I love how you preface. I mean, it makes for a good read. I'm like, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. Okay, if you see good progress in your 3D, do you ignore it? No. Whenever you see progress or movement in your 3D, you don't ignore it, you acknowledge it, okay? You acknowledge it, but leverage that. You leverage movement to excite you, to keep you going, to be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm persisting. Oh hell yeah, this is working. I got this. I'm persisting. I'm going to persist. Yeah, that's right. Because remember, when you see progress in your 3D, you definitely don't want to ignore it. Okay. You're still going to keep manifesting because you're always manifesting. Okay. So you don't want to ignore it, but you leverage it. This is good and bad progress. This is good and bad movement in your 3D, by the way. Okay. So if you get like good movement in your 3D, yes, you leverage that to keep you going, to be like, oh, hell yeah. But remember, nothing has a meaning until you give it a meaning. Okay. So you see good progress. You're like, that's right. That's because me and my SP are getting back together right now. Yeah, that's right. Manifestation is here. Okay. That kind of attitude. Okay. Then, if you have, we'll say negative movement in your 3D or no movement in your 3D, then you still leverage that. And you still, because again, your subconscious mind doesn't know what the fuck you're looking at. It doesn't know what you're looking at. Okay. So it doesn't know that you have no movement in your 3D. It doesn't know that you have no movement in your 3D. It doesn't know that your SP has gutter trash. It doesn't know none of that shit. It doesn't know any of that. It doesn't know that you're getting negative movement in your 3D. It only knows what you tell yourself. So if you want to keep telling yourself that your life sucks and that you're not seeing any movement with your SP, then you're going to be correct. Either way it goes, you're always correct. So instead, if you have no movement in your 3D, or you have negative movement in your 3D, no, I don't think so. I don't even know what negative movement is. Nope, I don't think so. No. Oh, that is my sign. Look, birds before land. I got great movement today for my SP. It has no idea. Your subconscious mind doesn't know what you're ever looking at. So you could literally be like, every day, you could be like, dude, I got so much massive movement from my SP today. Like I literally got massive movement from my SP. Your subconscious mind doesn't know that that's not true for you. So that's when you leverage the fact that it doesn't have fucking eyeballs. The fact that it doesn't have eyes. If it doesn't have eyes, then you're in control. So what do you want it to see? Fantasyland, fairy tale. This man that is, just worshiping the ground that I fucking walk on and is constantly checking out my profile every fucking day. He checks out my profile like shit. He likes all my stories. Like this man cannot breathe without thinking about me. Like he's constantly trying to get my attention. Like he's literally, today you could literally recap your day however the fuck you wanted it to go. In your mind. You know what I'm saying? Be like, dude, let me tell you, bitch. Like, girl, my SP literally, Johnny, he liked all my fucking stories today. He literally blew my shit up. He's always trying, like every day he tries to get my attention. Like we have the best relationship. Everything is going great. Your subconscious mind's not like, no, bitch. Actually, we see that you got not a single text message from your SP today. Sorry. Try again. It doesn't know that. So that's where you should get delusional about it. Get delusional. Give it the instructions you want it to have. Give it the meaning that you want it to have. Recap your fucking day how you wanted it to go. How you wanted it to go. And it will push out because you're not dwelling on the shit. You understand this. When you recap your day, this is why inner conversations push out so quickly, because you're not dwelling on the shit. Somebody proved me right today. I gave you guys this. I can't, again, make you guys fucking do the shit. There you go. Just wow. Yeah. Yeah, every time he pees, the more he wants to sleep with me. I love that. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to have fun. I literally told you guys this weekend, I gave you guys a task. I can't make you guys do the shit. But somebody posted success stories today. She did it. I told you guys, I said, think about somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. And just have like a brief inner conversation. Like, I wonder how this person's doing. I haven't talked to him in a while. And keep it pushing. Care to guess what her result was? The person she thought about contacted her. Yeah. She's like, my mind is blown. That's how it is. That's how it goes. Do you understand? That's literally how it goes. It's not that difficult. You can literally randomly, you guys should have fun with this. Test it for yourself. Always test everything, because I feel like the more you can prove those things to yourself, the lower your resistance will go to your SP. Okay, because nothing makes some random friend that you haven't talked to, in like a couple of years versus your SP that you talked to 3 months ago. Nothing makes them any fucking different. They're people. It's not like the thoughts transfer to this person quickly and the SP, no, bitch, you got to it's a whole obstacle course before your SP gets a thought. No, it's the same. But when you do this stuff, what up, Kim Fine's girlfriend? But when you do this stuff, then you're constantly proving to yourself, you're like, damn. Okay, so if I could think about this random person one time and kept it pushing, because you have no resistance there, okay? You have no resistance to this person. You just thought about it one time and pushed and said something, and all of a sudden they contacted you. That's how this works. Your SP is no fucking different. Your SP is no different. The only difference is you think against it. That's the only difference. Is when you're, thanks Kim Fine's girlfriend, is that's the only difference between random ass people. Well, I'm here, but I'm on my live, girl. As soon as I'm done, I will send you what you're looking for. Okay. But nothing else makes your SP any different than some rando person you haven't talked to in a couple of years. The only difference is you thought about him one time. You thought about it one time, let it go, moved on, didn't think about it again. But when it comes to your SP, you'll think about them texting you, or you'll tell them with the photo method to contact you. But then the rest of the day, you're checking your phone, wondering if they're going to contact you, and this, that. Thanks, Abraham. Welcome to the fam. And wondering this, that, and the fucking third. Why focused on the time. I haven't talked to them in 3 months. Like, why aren't they contacting me? Why isn't this working? Why aren't they doing this? I still didn't hear from them today. This, that, and the fucking third. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. But your SP conforms, and I'm going to tell you this for the 15,000th time. Your SP conforms and does all the things you want them to do very fucking quickly if you would knock the dumb shit off. And knock the dumb shit off. Because here's the thing. You either want them to contact you or you fucking don't. What's your pleasure? Because the more you think against them contacting you, the less your chances are for them to contact you. Thanks, Lisa. Welcome to the family, girl. But if you would get a grip, like, let's take the knowing and expectation out of it for a second. Let's just take that out of it for a second. If you would just get a grip and only focus on the fact that they're contacting you and not worry about the time or any of that bullshit, and I haven't talked to them today, and you just kept doing exactly what I told you to do, no matter if you hear from them today or in a second or not, and you just kept doing it and you didn't think against it, they would conform quickly. They would do it quickly. Just like when this person thought about this one person and she hasn't talked to him in a while, do you care to guess how long it took for her to get contact? She was like, in a matter of minutes, she got contact. And that's when she's like, my mind is blown. I tell you guys, they'll contact you on the spot. They don't have a choice. As long as you discipline your fucking mind. This is not even a discipline thing, to be quite frank. It's just that I want this shit, so I'm not going to think against it. For what purpose would I think against a text message, for fuck's sake? For what point? I want to talk to them. I want to contact them. I want them to contact me. So I'm not going to sit there and think against it because welcome to the family, Emma. Because it's not helping me. It's not serving me a benefit. And I want to fucking talk to this asshole right now. I say asshole as a term of endearment, by the way. What up, R. Kelly? Welcome to the family. Raw Kelly. My bad. So when you think of it that way and you just stop thinking against your shit all the time, welcome to the family, Tyrese, and I look forward to talking to you. When you stop thinking against that shit all day long, they'd contact you quickly. This is not a fucking drawn out hard task. For Christ's sakes. Just don't go there in your mind. I didn't have to sit there and be like, welcome to the family, Lex. I didn't have to sit there and be like, okay, let me really try to not think about my SP and me haven't talked for 7.5 months, like 7 months. Let me just no, for fucking what? For what? It's not like my brain is wired any different than yours. It's not like I tell you guys, it's not like I'm a master at manifesting SPs back. I've done it. I have a 100% success rate. I've done it one time. And I'm still in the relationship with my SP. Okay. We're great. We have an amazing relationship. But I did not think against it. I didn't even have to tell myself to not think against it. Please don't think against it. No, I'm not going to think. I didn't do that. I didn't clock the time. I just figured it out. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to say. And I'm going to focus my inner conversations all positive. And I'm just going to say it and say it and I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it. That's all I need to know. There is no other option. I'm not going to sit there and think about the fact that I haven't talked to him and maybe he's moved on for a fucking, well, are you insane? I ain't thinking that shit ever. Never. I don't think about it. I just kept going. And therefore, within a week or less than a week, I got his phone number. Then we talked. Then we talked all the time. All that shit. Because I didn't think about it. It's a gutter trash marina. We don't call them 3Ps around here. 3Ps in play competition. We call them gutter trash and we send them packing back to the dumpster they crawled out of. That's what we do. And we're actually very good at it here. So you're in the right place. Put that on my resume. But yes, Jackie. But she goes in and out. And here, you want to know why she comes in and out? Care to guess why she goes in and out? Because once she's gone, you aren't letting her stay in the dumpster and let the dump truck take her out. That's not what you're doing. Instead, she leaves, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking and questioning, is he still talking to her? Is he still talking to her? Is she really gone? And you've got this dialogue going on in your mind. You've got this dialogue going on in your mind. Thanks, Anna Maria. Over and over and over again. So here she comes right on back. Then she goes away again. Then now we got a whole pattern. We got a pattern now. So now you still find yourself questioning, based on behavior or things that he's doing, or when he picks up his phone or whatever, you're still wondering if that thing's done for good. And then here she comes right on back again. So the key is to banish the gutter trash to the fucking dumpster, let the dump truck take her out, and don't pay any mind to it anymore. But the only way you do that is if you continue to affirm against gutter trash, not for her, but for you, to keep your thoughts in check so that you ensure she stays gone until you don't think about her anymore. That's your job to play. Okay? That's your job to play. And who gives a fuck if he said, leave me alone? He meant gutter trash needs to leave his ass alone. Don't force a 3D. We don't need to force a 3D. You don't need to ask if gutter trash is gone. You will automatically get confirmation she's gone. Don't force a 3D. We don't need to force a 3D. You don't need to ask if gutter trash is gone. You will automatically get confirmation she's gone. You want to know how to banish her? Let's talk about how to banish gutter trash. I mean, I talk about it almost every day here, but why not hear it again? Okay? Okay. So, you want to banish gutter trash to the dumpster. You must change your identity, and this is you. This is gutter trash, and this is SP. Right now, they're like this. You need to change how you identify gutter trash, because this is where you leverage everyone as you pushed out. Everyone as you pushed out implies everyone in your reality is based on your assumptions of them. So what do you want to assume about gutter trash? Because she must conform to your assumption of her. I'm having the worst hair day ever. I'm having the best hair day ever, actually. What up, Kim? Welcome to the family. Okay, so that's how this works. Okay, so what do you want to assume about her? The only two identities you cannot assume about gutter trash is controlling or manipulative. You cannot view her as neither of those two, because if you do, you are, even if it's clear as day, even if the writing is on the fucking wall, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Thanks, Tiana. Because if you view her that way, she must continue to be controlling and manipulative. Even if your SP is aware of it, he still has to be controlled or manipulated by her. That doesn't help your ass. Okay. Also, you cannot view your SP you cannot make up stories that do not benefit you. Okay. So you cannot view SP as with gutter trash because he needs her for something. Because if that's the case, until you've decided he's gotten everything he needed from her and doesn't need shit from her anymore, you're keeping her in play. Because you're creating a codependent relationship between SP and gutter trash. And who the fuck wants that? Right? No, we don't want that shit. So you change what you assume to be true about her. So I like crazy. I think crazy is a highly effective one. It works very, very fast, and it's very obvious. Okay. But you can choose whatever you want. You can choose crazy. She's fucking a raging ass bitch. Maybe there's something that with your SP that it's a complete deal breaker for him. Like something he absolutely cannot stand and he will walk away in a second. Well, that's not who this bitch is. Okay. Then you affirm against the gutter. Then you're affirming to create the wedge between SP and gutter trash, because that's all you have to do is create the wedge, because gutter trash plays her part perfectly in aiding in your manifestation. She can't help herself. That's the fun part. So you want to sit there and have, your affirming could be anything. You can keep it short and sweet, where he fucking hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. He hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. Okay. So you've created the wedge. Now gutter trash is going to do what you did, what everybody else does, and force the 3D. And we know that doesn't work. So while you're also affirming and keeping your inner conversations good about you and SP, he turns around and comes on home to mama. Now, once you have confirmation gutter trash is gone, then you drop all they do is argue, because you don't want them talking anymore, right? So now it's, he fucking hates her, she's gone away. He fucking hates her, she's gone away. He hates her, she's gone away. Because you want to do this for yourself to make sure you're not pulling her out that fucking dumpster. Okay? That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And your job is to be perfect girlfriend. That's your job. Perfect girlfriend, perfect boyfriend. It's not a fucking hard job. It's not a hard job. You honestly, to be like the perfect SP for your SP, it's the easiest thing in the fucking world. It's literally the easiest thing in the world to be the perfect girlfriend. Is shut the fuck up, bring them peace and happiness in their life. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. Because here's the thing, ladies. If you would do that, you want to know what you're one up? You're one up on 99% of ladies. Because most ladies love the drama. They're dramatic. They're dramatic, right? And you have to remember that this is also that your SP also has assumptions about women too. As a whole, gender roles, if you will. And if they think women are fucking dramatic and they're just problems, all they care, they're all about the drama and they just love to fucking argue. Well, I'm totally fine letting SP keep their assumptions of women if it benefits me. Because what I'll do is be the complete opposite. Mm-hmm. And that's what they love. And that's what they love because they have negative assumptions of women in general. So if you're the opposite, you're one up in 99% of hoes. And guess what? You don't have to worry about gutter trash. That's the easiest part in the world. It's the easiest part in the world. I am a master at manifesting though, Lisa with Butterfly. You were right. We had somebody on here say, Shayna said she didn't care. He'll message me back whenever he wants. I said, excuse me? I said, straighten up your fucking crown. I was like, what do you mean message you back whenever the fuck he wants? No, I don't think so. And so she had a little heart. She had a little pep talk with her boyfriend. In her mind. And who called her? Him. And who asked her to come over and have a date night? Him. And did they have a great date night? And was he an amazing person? Yes. Yes. So I told her, I said, good, now hold on to that version of him. Right? You're in control. You're in control. They'll message me back whenever they feel like it. The fuck? I don't think so. You'll message me whenever you get around to, I don't think so. I don't think so. You'll message me every fucking day. Thank you very much. You'll message me every single morning. He's always texting me every morning. He's so sweet and loving. Like he's constantly showing me affection in the text. Whatever the fuck you want. Stop settling. Stop settling. Because it isn't helping you. Vanessa, do you have advice for not thinking about your SP the whole time and getting into a negative spiral? Okay. So yes. So I would need to know, and you can pin your response quickly if you can type quickly, is what are you thinking about? Okay, so I don't think thinking about your SP a lot throughout the day is a bad thing. I don't think that's the bad thing. But what are you thinking about when it comes to your SP all day? There's a difference. Okay. So if you're thinking about all the negative shit, I would imagine that was what gets you into a negative spiral. But you have to understand that if you're having impromptu thoughts throughout the day, it's not your thoughts necessarily. It's your SP's thoughts. Okay. Which one, you look at it like a benefit and say, yeah, of course he's thinking about me. Why the fuck wouldn't he? All right. But two, you leverage the negative thoughts you're having. Because if you have like random thoughts about your SP and they're negative, which causes you to have a negative spiral, instead of that, you want to flip that and control the thoughts you're having. This is why you control the thoughts you're having. Because it's not like there's this sign that pops up that's like, this is your thought. And then there's another sign that pops up and it's like, this is actually not your thought. Right? Like, that's not how that works. Okay. So it's not like you have an easy way, excuse me. It's not like you have an easy way to decipher, is this my thought or is this not my thought? Okay. That's not how that works. So because that's not how that works, but you're the one in control of your thoughts. So when you flip, this is why you flip the negative thoughts, because you don't know if it's your thought or if it's your SP's thought being transferred to you. But at the same time, your thoughts are being transferred to your SP, right? Like I said, there's no on and off switch. You can't just like be like, Now I'm ready to transfer thoughts. Nope, don't want to do that and turn it off. That's not how this works, okay? You're constantly transferring thoughts, both directions. You don't get to pick and choose which ones you're transferring. So that's why if there's ever a negative thought that comes up, you flip it because you're not sure if it's your thought or theirs. So if you flip them, well, now you ensure you're taking control and leveraging your negative thoughts to pass back to your SP what you want them to be thinking about, not what they're currently thinking about. So you shouldn't have negative spirals. You shouldn't. You should be focused more on flipping the thought, because you wouldn't have a negative spiral if you flipped the thought or if you affirmed at the same time. So like, let's say you have, because you don't have like a spiral. Thanks, Shanna and Anna Maria. Okay, here's the thing. You don't have a negative spiral. Let's be honest. Everything starts with one solo thought. That's all it starts with. One thought. The problem is you let the thought lead to another thought, then lead to another thought, then lead to another thought. And now we got a whole fucking spiral because you're not doing what I said. And that is flip the thought. So if you had one negative thought about your SP and you flipped it, and then you said, now to prevent another one coming in, you affirm. So there's no spiral. One negative thought, flipped it, affirm. He is so in love with me. He wants to live with me. He is so in love with me. He wants to live with me. He is so fucking in love with me. He wants to live with me. Like, I know exactly how he feels about me. I know exactly how he feels about me. He is going, I know he wants a relationship with me. He's going to tell me everything I want to hear. And that becomes your inner conversations. That becomes your dialogue. So you have one negative thought, you flip it, you dead the spiral. There's no spiral because your affirmations are your safety net. They're always your safety net. There should be no spiraling at all. It's because either way you go, there's no more effort involved. It's not like, okay, well, it's so much easier for me to have a negative spiral than it is for me to fucking think positive. There's no more extra effort required. Okay. No more effort, no more actual, there's no extra process involved if you want to think positive versus negative. So this is where it takes a little self-control, because either way it goes, you're thinking about something. You're thinking about something. Okay. So it's like, you're either going to have a negative spiral or you can flip that and affirm, which deads the negative spiral. What's your pleasure? At the end of the day, which one's going to make you feel better? I told you guys, if you guys just went off of what makes you fucking feel better, it would dead all your shit. Because when you're done with the negative spiral, are you like, fuck, I feel amazing. Is that how you feel? No, it's not how you feel. But if you would have one negative thought, flip it, and then go into a whole then affirm, so that the thoughts are controlled, right? Because it's controlling your thoughts. That's what you're doing here. You're controlling your thoughts. Okay. You're consciously aware of what you're producing. And so now if you went and you were like, nope, I know exactly how he feels about me. I know he wants a relationship with me. I literally know exactly how he feels about me. Will you tell me when you're done, which one's going to play out? Which one are you going to feel better at the end? The positive shit, not the negative. So that's how you prevent a negative spiral. Okay? If you want to stop thinking about your SP the whole time, well then, I don't know, pick up a fucking hobby. Find a bestie and be like, look, bitch, I need you to talk to me for 8 hours on the phone all day. Don't look at it that way, right? I don't think it's a bad thing to think about your SP often. I don't. Thanks, Kim. I mean, because logically speaking, let's just think logically speaking here. What's the difference of you wanting to be back with your SP and thinking about him often? Do you think that when you're in a relationship with your SP, you're going to be like, I don't think about that motherfucker ever? No. Right? No, if you're in a relationship with your SP, you think about them too. Same thing. It's just different. It's just different. See what I'm saying? So don't look at it like it's negative, because you guys need to not look at it like it's negative because you think about them often. I love thinking about my SP. Why do you feel nervous since you start trying? No, okay, no. Listen, Dr. Xtina. How many times do I have to tell you guys nervous is not an emotion? Nervous is a feeling. That's all it is. It's a feeling. Okay. But it's the label that you give it that matters. The label that you give it matters because it's just a feeling you have inside of you. So there are like, okay, so the feeling of nervous, right? Take nervous out of it. The feeling that you get that you're calling nervous is also the same feeling that you get when you're excited about something. It's the exact same feeling. The difference is the label you're giving it. So you're not nervous because, and stop saying you're fucking trying to manifest. Thanks, Lisa with Butterfly. Stop saying you're trying to manifest. You're always manifesting. See, we don't try, we fucking do. That's what we do here. I mean, you can go to another platform. Maybe they'll tell you to try, but we don't try here. We fucking do. And therefore we get. That's how this goes. Okay. So you need to fix the label and start assigning positive label instead. Thanks, Tiana, girlfriend. You're not nervous. You're fucking excited. Why am I excited? Because that man doesn't stand a chance. Yeah. I'm so fucking excited now. And that's because I know that me and him definitely getting back together. That's how this plays out. There's no question in my mind. There's not a doubt in my mind that we will be together. And that's why I'm so fucking excited. I'm so excited because my manifestation is here. Because I'm going to get my shit. See what I'm saying? Give it a different meaning. Give it a different meaning. That's right, Tiana. Remove the gutter trash from your story. Oh, yeah, when it came back to gutter trash, though, I did tell you. What up, Shayna? I did tell you guys that when it came to gutter trash that you have to understand that gutter trash plays her part perfectly, okay? And she does it in all different areas, okay? So you cannot not view gutter trash as an obstacle standing in between you and SP. Not at all. You also do not want to create assumptions within you that don't benefit when it comes to gutter trash. So you cannot create the assumption that like she has to be completely out of the picture before we can even talk. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because they change like night and day. Like night and fucking day. That's the fun part. But when you don't view them as the reason why you can't talk to SP or the reason why SP hasn't reached out to you until you decide she's fucking gone, SP can't reach out to you. Okay? We don't want that. We don't want that. Uh-oh. I lost all my questions. Sorry. Let's go backwards. Shall we go backwards? I DM'd my question. The comments were going too fast. Ooh, Tiana, if you DM'd the question, I'm not going to be able to see it. I know. I saw your success. I love it. I love it. AJ, are you doing better tonight? Are you doing better now? Did you make it through the weekend? Are you still breathing? Are you still alive? You know, I give you a fucking hard time because you're better than that shit, bitch. Okay? and you just proved to yourself that you made it through the weekend. You made it through the weekend and you are still alive. Yes, he is. He is, AJ. Yeah, hopefully your mind was on track over the weekend. Kelly, can you manifest? You can manifest whatever you want. Can you manifest for a shitty supervisor to leave you alone? That depends. Do you want to have fun with your supervisor instead? I would want to have fun with my supervisor instead, just to prove your ultimate power. You know what I'm saying? So let's have fun with your supervisor instead. First, I'll answer your question. Thanks, Enigma. Yes, you can manifest your shitty coworker, your supervisor, to leave you alone. Okay, wouldn't you be like, yeah, he doesn't even acknowledge me. Okay, he leaves me alone. He doesn't even talk to me, never talks to me, right? However, personally, I would fuck with my supervisor. Because the key word is supervisor. If this was a coworker, I'd just be like, yeah, she can go fuck herself. She doesn't talk to me ever. Okay. But supervisors, we can leverage. So here's what I want you to do. First of all, stop viewing your supervisor as shitty. Okay. Just tell yourself that, like, no, actually, he's amazing. Like, he's literally amazing. He's super nice to me. Right? Oh, look at that. Like, he's super nice to me. He's always like, I'm his favorite fucking employee. I'm literally his favorite employee. He's so nice to me. I'm his favorite employee, and he's giving me a raise. Mm-hmm. I mean, don't you want to make more money? Fuck him. And don't you want him to be nice? So start viewing them as being nice. Okay? As being completely nice. In fact, you're his favorite fucking employee, and he's giving you a raise. And they come back and tell me how quickly he gives you a raise. My brother was denied a raise. He hadn't gotten a raise in 4 years. And so he wanted to leave his job. And he's like, I've never gotten a raise here. And I was like, have you ever asked for a raise? And he was like, well, no. I was like, well, maybe you should ask for a raise. He's like, what do I say? I said, I don't know. If I can go in there and plead your case and be like, here's why I deserve a raise. So he's like, fine, whatever. He did it. He calls me at his lunch. He goes, see? He's like, he told me no. And I was like, well, that's because you already assumed he was going to tell you no. But anyway, but I said, who gives a fuck what he said? This is way before I was doing law of assumption, okay? It's just always my personality. I'm like, who gives a fuck what he said? I was like, every day, because my background is the study of the mind, okay? So even though I wasn't consciously aware of like manifestation at the time, I'm very aware of the study of the mind and how it works. Okay, the subconscious and conscious mind. God damn it. And so because of that, that's why if you stick with me, I'll help you get your shit far more than other manifestation coaches do, because I understand how the mind works. There's a difference, okay? So anyway, I told my brother, I said, who gives a fuck what he said? I said, every day you pull up to the job, I said, I want you to tell yourself that they're giving you a raise. You're the best employee they have. They're going to give you a raise. And so he's like, whatever. He's like, whatever. Okay, I'll do it. So if you think for a million years I thought my brother literally robotically affirmed that shit, no, he fucking did not. Okay. My brother went into the job and said it one time. Like, literally, that's how this man is. He said it like one time. And 48 hours after he was just told no to his face, he got a raise. And my brother was like, oh shit. He's like, he literally just told me no. You know why he got the raise so fast? Because he had no resistance, because his boss literally had just told his ass no. And so he had no resistance to it. And then he's like, well, fuck, I'm going to do this again. And in less than 30 days, he got a second raise with no raise in 4 years. Mm-hmm. And being told no. You're in control. So leverage your shitty supervisor and have him give you more money while you're fucking at it. Like, no, actually, he thinks I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Favorite employee, getting a raise. Thank you very much. Play again with me. Please, supervisor, play again with me. Because next, I'm coming for promotion. And no, I'm not going to fucking work harder for that promotion either. You got me fucked up. I ain't going to do shit for that raise. And I'm not going to do nothing to get my promotion either, because you're going to happily do that. Because have you ever seen people like that they constantly get passed over for promotions over and over and over again? Because they assume they're not good enough for a promotion. Therefore, they don't get it. Have you ever seen, I always found it disturbing that like McDonald's or like random places, they'll be hiring for a shift lead. And I'm like, so what's wrong with all your fucking employees? None of them are qualified to be a shift lead. What the fuck is a shift lead? I know what it is. I used to be one. And I was like, damn, you have to hire without outside to get a shift lead. And I was like your employees aren't good enough. But you know what it is? Because their employees don't feel like they could be the shift lead. They never ask. They never assume they have what it takes. So therefore, they got to hire outside. And did you know, in order to own a McDonald's, you must have had to work. You must have worked at a McDonald's in the past. Did you know that? I did not know that. There's a whole McDonald's university, which I guess I'll keep my comments to myself because they have the. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the cheeseburger slaps if I don't want anything, but meat and a couple sprinkles of a chopped onion. My shit. But I was like, would you go to university? You guys need to go back to culinary school. I don't fucking know. My daughter fucks with McDonald's. She wanted it yesterday, and I was like, I guess you can have McDonald's. Me, on the other hand, nah. Let me go get a chicken teriyaki bowl. Then I had her walk with me to the grocery store since it was, so we can go get a couple groceries. It was like fucking one building down, and she looked at me like I was insane. I was like, come on, you want to go to the gym? You could at least start by walking 4 doors down. We'll start there. I said, come on, we're going to go get our fitness on. She goes, I don't need to work on my fitness. Oh, I said, we're going to go get a body's weight or some shit like that. She goes, I don't need to. I was like, no one likes a fucking bragger, bitch. My daughter's one of those genetically blessed. And I tell her that all the time. It's an assumption of mine. And I'm fine with that because I tell her, I said, you're welcome. You're welcome. Dr. Xtata, gutter trash is always going to show your SP that you're the one. Because your job is to be completely opposite of what you're identifying her as. And then he's like, and he'll tell you all this too. He will tell you all of this too. Then because he'll see you very different, especially when all they want is peace, not chaos. That's right, girl. Oh, AJ, you put a new pickup, huh? That's right. Well, I mean, we're all wifey material or hubby material. Don't even trip. Okay, your question. Oh yeah, Tiana. My question was that I affirm SP and gutter trash constantly fight and hate each other at the same time. Yes. Yep. That's exactly what you do. It's exactly what you do. And she's gone away. Mm-hmm. If you want confirmation of how fast that works, I can tell you how fast that works. So when you talk about how they constantly fight and hate each other, yeah, they will constantly start fighting within hours. Ask me how I know that. I can only give you guys the social proofing of that. I can only tell you how quickly things work because I witnessed it. Because I lived in such close proximity to my boyfriend. So I could hear everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I live close proximity. And because I was at the pool, I literally could hear everything. Mm-hmm. That's right, Jackie. That's right, girl. My end goals are for them. My end goals for them is minimal communication, only what's necessary because they share kids. Okay. So they share kids. Got it. So they have a great co-parenting relationship. They only have a co-parent. They only co-parent for their children, right? It's like anytime they talk, it's only about the kids. It's only about the kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would see their relationship as in it's only for the kids. That's the only time they fucking talk is about the kids. Sorella. Do you want the honest truth? She says, I've been trying. We don't try, we do. Okay, we fucking do and we get. Okay? She said, I've been trying to manifest my SP for 3 years. Almost. And he doesn't conform as I want. Okay, so you haven't been doing shit for 3 years, but wavering and reacting to who he is and seeing him as someone you don't want him to be for you, bitching about him, bitching about all the things he's not doing, and bitching about all the things he's not doing for you or how he's not showing up and this, that, and the fucking third. That's all you've been doing. So because that's all you've been doing and wavering from, see, a lot of times people get stuck in this limbo, okay? It's like, I want him to be this way for me. Yet I keep seeing him as this way, the version I don't want. Okay? So you're coming from a place of wanting this, but expecting this. And that's not how this works. Okay, that's not how this works. Wanting creates more wanting. Expectation creates more expectation. Okay, so this is why he's not conforming, because you're expecting them to be a certain way based on history, based on patterns, based on all of these things, right? So you're expecting them to be this way, even though you want them to be this way. You can't do that. You can't do that. So you need to go back to when things are great in your relationship. Who is he? Go in whole story mode. Write the shit fucking down, like a journal entry about everything that he is for you, how he makes you feel, how he treats you, all that good shit. And only see that version of him, no matter what you see. So if he's not conforming, I don't think so. I don't think so. They're the easiest to conform to the version of them that you want quickly. All you do is have to see them that you just have to see them that way. Okay. And it's not like, this isn't being delusional unless you've never met the fucking person. But if it's your SP, there's nothing to be delusional about. You experienced that version of your SP at some point of time anyway, right? They were that, I'm positive that you did not meet your SP and he was a complete narcissist asshole and you were like, fuck yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's how that went. Instead, what I think happened, what I'm positive happened, is the opposite. You saw him great. Great. Everything you wanted. Everything you wanted. Okay. You saw them as everything that you wanted, right? Perfection for you. And because of that, your relationship escalated, right? That's where you have to look and compare and contrast and say, okay, when I first met my SP, how did this relationship escalate so quickly? Or even turn into a relationship, right? Thanks, Lisa with the butterfly. When I met him, how did this even turn into a relationship? Because I looked at him great, right? He was checking all the boxes. So because of that, he was perfect for me, and that's how I saw him. So therefore, he was doing all the things that I wanted him to do. He was treating me how I wanted to be treated. He was doing all of this because I was in those feel-good vibes. Then over the course of my relationship, shit changed. Every time we had an argument, every time we had a disagreement, I selected a different version of him. I bitched and complained about everything he wasn't doing. Bitched. And now I don't even recognize this person. He's not the same. And now I want something different. Great. So go get something different. Go see him as the version of him that you want him to be for you and only you, and persist in only that shit only. Like, I'm sorry, there is no other option. No, I'm not going to sit there and I'm going to do all that. No. When you're not being perfect boyfriend, in my mind, you're always perfect, bitch. Always perfect. You're my perfect boyfriend. He is the perfect boyfriend. We are great. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. And what happens? Turns right the fuck around. Turns right around. That's where the magic happens. I like that one of my clients says, it's weird. They're like robots. I said, I know. You just got to give them the right program. Every one of your SPs has an SD card. What program are you giving them? Because their only job is to play their role. So you need to give them the part that you expect them to play. Give them a little adjustment while you're at it. Little adjustment. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you. What's up, Josie girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Aj? Is this Mona? Can you manifest your specific person by saying several things at once when I'm repeating them? Sure. There's no limit to it, but it depends. If you're, I mean, yeah, the answer to that is yes, right? Because there's no right or wrong. However, it depends on, I would suggest that you only have a handful of affirmations, like 5 max. That's for SP, the ones that you're repeating often, okay? And then the rest of them, put them in a rampage. And you only say that once or twice a day, and you tell me which one pushes out first. I'll tell you which one most likely will push out first. What's in the rampage. And that's the fun part, guys. That's what you don't understand. That's the fun part. Because that's where people are like, there we go. There we go, Deriz. There we go. Hold on. Keep going. Persist and perfect. SP. Okay, good. See, look, good. Persist and perfect SP, because she didn't have to do that. You already started to see a slight turnaround. So care to guess what's going to happen when you keep going? Yeah, it's like you cast a fishing line out. And no, I don't fish. But you cast the fishing line out, hook the SP, and then now you got to reel them in. Look at that. Already getting a turnaround. Snaps for Deriz. Oh, snaps for Shayna too. I'm proud of you. Keep going, okay? Because you're already seeing a difference. But don't react. If anything, tends to look the opposite. Be like, no, I'm going to persist forward. I'm going to persist forward. Because obviously, I'm on her obviously, I'm on her mind. I'm just saying. That would be the common sense conclusion I would have drawn is, of course you text me good morning, because you text me good morning every fucking day. You text me every morning, like obviously she woke up with you on her mind. There's a thought process that leads up to them reaching out, to texting you. So keep that going, because you're all she ever thinks about. How is this not fun? How is this not fucking fun? Seriously. What do you mean he doesn't? Like he's hot and cold? Trying is always the issue here. You just fucking do. How to get your job back? Glare works. You need your job back. I'd have to see what they said, but all you have to be like is, no, actually they're rehiring me. They've totally rehired me. They've asked me to come back to work. They've literally asked me to come back to work. In fact, I start on Monday. Yeah, they just gave me my old job back. I literally just got my old job back and I start on Monday. I'm so excited. Or you could just be like, I just got my old job back. They literally just rehired me. I just got my old job back. I'm so excited. You guys should put that in your thing too. In your inner conversations is, how do you feel? How do you feel? Thanks, Claire Works, girlfriend. Think about that, because when you get something, right? How do you want to feel? How are you going to feel? Right? Like if your boyfriend was like let's say you're talking and hanging out, and then your boyfriend was like, he calls you his girlfriend or starts talking about you guys in a relationship, right? How would you feel? So you should tell yourself how the fuck you feel now. Thanks, Claire Workers, girl. Like, I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh my God. My boyfriend totally, oh my God, Brian totally just texted me today. I'm so fucking excited. We had the best conversation, right? I'm so excited. That's a feeling. Okay. It's a feeling. Your subconscious mind operates off of pictures, sounds, and feelings. Thanks, Rose. So why don't you tell it how you feel about something? Because again, it takes you at your word. Okay? Instruct the subconscious mind. You're the programmer. Your subconscious mind is your workers. That's all their job is. All their job is to work for you, to push out what it is you're telling yourself. You're in control of that. So what do you want to fucking tell yourself? So it's like, oh, sick, got it. We got to push that out. Oh, got it. We got to push that out. Yes, we'll use Bob instead of Brian. Bevy. Even if I don't really hang out with SP, can I still say he does anything to be with me? Okay. Jillian, my dear, listen. You can say whatever you want to say, but you need to dead your current situation. You need to dead your current situation. That is not locking it in. Locking it in is, I want what I want, and I'm going to say what I have, and that's it. I'm not going to waver from that shit. I'm locked in. Instead of saying, yeah, but even though I really don't hang out with my SP. That goes against what you're saying. Do you want to hang out with your SP? Yes. So then stop telling yourself the opposite. Stop telling yourself the opposite. Stop doing that. You need to stop telling yourself the fucking opposite. Seriously. Because the more you keep the more you keep identifying with how things currently are right now, you can say whatever the fuck you want. That's what you don't get. This is why inner conversations are very powerful, because you can say whatever, you can affirm whatever the fuck you want. But if your inner conversations are, yeah, but we don't really hang out. Yeah, but I don't really see movement in my 3D. Like, I don't know if he's like, this isn't where, I don't know what I'm doing. You're right. Because it's something you're saying fucking natural. Because it's something you're saying naturally, which is why it pushes out faster. So you need to dead that shit. Dead it now. Hold your questions, because we're going to be doing our little exercises. Look, Jillian, I want you to shut the fuck up. And I mean that in the most loving way. Okay? But I need you to shut the fuck up. Seriously. I need you to knock it off. And the fact that and the reason I'm saying this is because you're overthinking every fucking thing. You're overthinking everything. You're analyzing everything. What can I affirm for him to make the first move? Make the first move of fucking what? Stay the path. He's always calling and texting me. What the fuck does that imply? Your person, is always calling and texting you. That's what that implies. That's what that implies. Do you understand? Do you understand? He's constantly spending time with me. What does that imply? Did I say I'm always calling and texting him? Is that what I said? No. Did I say I'm always spending time with him? No. He'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. What does that imply? All of that implies first move. All of that implies the first move. How the fuck do you think oftentimes no contact is broken? Unless you make the first move. And the only reason you make the first move is because you know that they'll reply. You don't have a bad vision or a view of your SP. But most oftentimes the way no contact is broken is because SP contacts them. First move. Stop overanalyzing everything. You know what's the worst fries on the planet, by the way? In and out. Like, and then they have the nerve to charge you like a couple bucks for some cheese, which they don't even try to hide the shit, which is what kills me even more. They don't even try to hide the shit. So you go and you get fries, and then you can get them animal style, which is cheese and like the whatever Thousand Island shit they put on top. They didn't even try to hide it. They literally take craft singles out, put that shit on the cheese, and pop that shit in the microwave. And then they're like $3. I'm like, oh man, he is my baby daddy. And he is around. He is very attracted to me, but he doesn't want a relationship with me. Sorella. Okay. You have to see him different. You have to see him differently. You have to start seeing the fact that he will do anything to be a family with you. Okay? Like literally. He'll do anything to be a family with you. Like he absolutely wants to be with you and only you. Right? You have to see him as relationship material and stop saying he doesn't want a relationship with me, huh? Okay. Let's think logically speaking here for a second. If that was true. Okay. If that was true, let's go off of his actions. Okay. And I don't even know this man, but I'm just thinking logically speaking here. Logically speaking, he was super attracted to you, obviously. He's still very attracted to you. In fact, he chose to have a child with you. We'll start there too. Right? He chose to have a child with you, but he doesn't want a relationship with you? Huh? That's usually not how that plays out. Usually, they see themselves having a relationship with you, which is why they want to have a child with you. Okay? Usually, unless it was completely, and even then, I don't believe in accidental because there's this thing called protection. You know what I'm saying? So there's no accident. So the fact is, if he obviously saw a relationship with you, unless he has like 15 other baby moms. Okay. But either way it goes, like judge me not. My child's dad has 9 kids. 9 kids. And, but he obviously saw a relationship with each person. That's why he had a kid with them. You know what I'm saying? So those two don't make sense, but he's saying that because you're questioning if he does or where this is headed or what our status is. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're questioning that. So then he says, I don't want a relationship with you. The fuck? Okay. Yeah. No, yes, you do. So here's all you're going to tell yourself. We're going to keep it very simple. It's what I tell you guys to all say. But when they say, I don't want a relationship with you, this is what you say. To yourself, of course. You won't need to ask. Don't ever ask. That's fucking the stupidest. That is the stupidest and saddest thing in the world to ask. Like, do you want to be in a relationship? Are we in a relationship? Do you want to be with me? What the fuck? No. So instead, all you're going to tell yourself is, I know exactly how he feels about me. You literally have a kid with him, okay? I know exactly how he feels about me. I know he wants to be in a relationship with me. I know that for a fucking fact. And he's telling me everything I want to hear. If you'll stick with that conversation only and Dudley, he doesn't want a relationship with me, come back. Let me know how quickly he confirms. Relationship. Should be, if you want a rough estimate of time, if you would do this, should be 7 days or less. 7 days or less. If any of you are in any kind of situationship and they said they don't want a relationship, do this. I want those 3 things to be your main inner conversations. Drop all the other shit. I want those to be your main inner conversations. And you come back and you tell me how quickly they confirm relationship. Telling you, 7 days or less. It's been tested and proved and proved and proved. 7 days or less. That is for all of you that were told that are in conversation with your SP or whatever, and we're told I don't want a relationship. Or I'm not sure how I feel about you. What the fuck? Excuse me? Like I'm a fucking puppy dog? I don't think so. Hey, you know what? Human meat. You know, I know, yeah, well, I don't create assumptions about shit. Because I feel like if you're worried about what you're eating, then just ditch all fucking, just cook. Because you don't want to know what you're actually eating. You know, or how things are made or none of that shit. So I eat it and I thoroughly enjoy it for exactly what it is. Like I know Taco Bell's meat is, Taco Bell sounds so good. I know Taco Bell's meat is powder and water, but I don't give a fuck. Is it a concern if I'm getting signs but no contact? Nope. Sure is not. Sure is not. But leverage those signs, okay? Because again, I'm going to tell you guys 1,000,001 times, signs mean nothing until you give it a meaning. So what do you want the signs to mean, right? Like, this is where you can choose to give anything you want, whatever meaning you want it to have. There's no limits to what anything means to you, anything. So this is where people get it fucked up. They're like, here are the top 10 signs that your manifestation is coming. And then they teach you angel fucking numbers. You know what I'm saying? 222, 444, 555. You may see their initials. You know, well, one guy's like, when do you see an eagle? I'm like, really? Because they're just flying around massively around here. Like, it was like all these different signs that your manifestation is here. The fuck does that mean? Okay, so if those are signs, first of all, the only signs that people are creating are their own signs. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, there's no proof at all. Yes, we're soaring high like an eagle. And who the fuck decided that that man knows what the fuck signs are? That's right. That's right, Jacques. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. Danielle, she knew. Yeah. He did. All of them did. All of them did. And so, but how does he fucking know that these are the signs? Because he made the shit up. Okay. He made the shit up. And then it's like that your manifestation's here. Okay. What manifestation is here? You know what I'm saying? So if you take that, why can't you be like, okay, cool, 6. So I can create whatever signs I want. I'm not going to listen to your signs. I'm going to create whatever the fucking sign I want. Every time I say a leaf, it's fall, right? Or spring. Excuse me, it's spring. Every time I see a leaf, my SP's texting my ass. Yeah, that means I'm getting my text. Okay? That means he's texting me. Then that's a sign for you. That's how you get contact. If you're seeing signs, but you're not in contact. So start applying the meaning to those signs. That's right. That's right. You're completely covered, son. So start applying the meaning you want to those signs. So it's like, okay, you see, you're into angel numbers. Whatever. I'm not here to judge. I just don't have time going around looking for shit. For what? For what? They had me looking so stupid going around looking at the plates. Like where I was like, no. Every time I see a bird, that my man's texting me. Okay. That's a sign. Okay. Then that's going to create the contact portion because you've now attached signs to contact. Okay. Or anything you want. And it'll push out, but stay the path. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys are asking what those 3 phrases were. Again, let me tell you. Let me speak slowly. I know exactly how he feels about me. Right quickly. I know exactly how he feels about me. I know he wants a relationship with me. I know this for a fact. He's telling me everything I want to hear. There we go. That's what they are. All right, now, Tiana, we're gonna do the exercise in a second. So get somewhere comfy, except for you, Bevy. You keep driving. I use this car thing my friend told me about. Like every time I see a red car, SP and gutter trash are fighting. Yeah, you could do that. 1000%. I personally prefer that every time you see a red car, that means that your SP is coming to see you, or something like that. Unless you see a shit ton of red cars, I personally just prefer to be like, actually, all they do is argue. I just rather have them argue all the fucking time. I just don't want them arguing when I see a red goddamn car. Excuse me. Because if that's me, unless you're like an Uber or Lyft driver, if that was me, then it would take a long time. Why? Because I fucking don't drive. Hey, that's the best thing. With gas prices in California these days, shit. It's cheap. Take an Uber. depending upon what car you drive. When I started driving, gas was 97 cents. Mm-hmm. $20 filled up the whole tank. Now $20 ain't even getting you above the E line. But that was the best thing that came out of COVID for me. I was like, look at all this gas I'm saving. I don't drive nowhere. And my parents take my daughter and her bestie to and from school. Yeah, I'm saving all the money in the gas. I literally don't drive anywhere. Except for the grocery store. That's about it. Or maybe to Taco Bell later. Mm-hmm. Nothing pisses me off more than going through the drive-thru, coming home, and finding out that they either fucked your order up or forgot something. And if you forget my taco, yeah, I have a problem. I called them one time and they were like, well, you're welcome. Oh, well, we can go ahead and make you a fresh one. You're welcome to come pick it up. What the fuck? Now I'm not going to go pick that shit up with all the gas price. I already went there once. So then they gave me a card for another free taco of my choice. I was like, I'm like, what exactly is free taco of my choice? What are my choices? Give me that Dorito taco, because what do you charge for that? $5? Yeah, I'll take one of them. Tiana, so no matter what is going on in the 3D, I just assume the fighting gets worse when I see a red car. 1000%. Yeah, that's right. Because here's the thing. Unless you're like me, okay? So unless you're like me, where I lived one building away from my boyfriend, okay? So I could hear everything. You know what I'm saying? So I got the confirmation all the time because I could hear everything because I was one building away, and his building used to be right in front of the pool, which is where I was. Like his balcony was right at the pool, which is where I was all the time. So I could always hear everything. And then I'm very friendly with the fucking neighbors here. So, and our neighbors knew that we were together. And so they would fill me in, be like, dude, I can sleep at night because it's like 4 fucking in the morning and all I could hear is yelling, right? Things like that. I would hear that from neighbors. And all of that. So that's how I knew. But unless you live one building away from them, there's no way you're going to know in the 3D if they're fighting, other than the fact that your SP will tell you. He will tell you 100%. But there's no way that you're going to know that unless you're in contact with your SP, because in the 3D, there's nothing to see. You know what I'm saying? You could like go on their social media, and who the fuck puts a screaming match on social media? No one. You know what I'm saying? A social media is not real. It's just not why it always looks like fucking unicorns and rainbows on there. You know what I mean? So it always looks like everybody looks happy as a clam and then isn't together tomorrow on social media, right? All of a sudden, this happened to a friend of mine. And I told him he was with this girl for a long time. Like high school sweethearts type thing. I mean, it's not like he's 50, but he was with her for a long time. Like a decade. They shared the same friend circle because they were young, grew up together. His best friend he knew since he was 3 years old. Very close. Very close. He had a couple problems with his girlfriend, nothing major, nothing serious, but then all of a sudden started viewing his friend, his childhood friend. He started questioning if his childhood friend had feelings for his girlfriend and if there was something going on there. Care to guess how long before he got confirmation? Like a week. Total confirmation of that. She'd completely deleted. They were totally happy all over social media. Everything gone. Very next day, all trace of their relationship completely gone on social media. Every single person blocked. Except for me, of course. So then it was my job to be the investigator. Remember, I love me a good tea as long as it's not mine. And I just sent my bestie the picture because I saw on Instagram that he just proposed to her. Now they're engaged. Needless to say, they're not friends anymore, clearly. But did he create that? Yeah, he did. Because he thought about it, right? And he thought about it, started looking at their stuff, you know what I'm saying? So my whole point to that shit was that things change in a hot fucking second because of what you think about. Even if you... No, that's stupid. He would never betray me like that. The fuck? Telling you. But this is people's assumption, right? What do they believe? The first people that will betray you are who? Those closest to you, right? But because that's mainstream society's assumption, does that not always seem to be the case? So yes, stay the path, Tiana, because you will not know what's happening behind the scenes. Okay, so your entire job is to just know that they're fighting. Of course, why wouldn't they? And then when he confirms it, then you're like, that's right. That's right. And oftentimes they'll confirm it and you're like, you have to do your best to try and contain yourself. Oh, really? When you just want to fucking laugh. Oh, man. Yeah, $8 a gallon. You're on $8 a gallon. I am. I'm over here bitching. I'm over here bitching. Ours, I don't even know what ours is, but my parents are funny because they used to blame Biden for gas prices being on the rise. And so I used to always tell my parents, he said, okay, cool, sick. Obviously, you know who they support. And so I told him, I said, okay, cool. Well, if Trump ever becomes president again, I said, I expect the gas prices to drop since it's Biden's fault. So our gas ain't changed not a goddamn cent. It ain't changed not one fucking penny. And so I told my dad, I said, are you ready to blame Trump now for the gas prices? And now my dad has 55,000 excuses. I was like, this is why I don't do political party nonsense. In fact, I am quite convinced that I think it would be a fun social experiment. That if our next president, I might run for president. I'm just kidding. But if our next presidential election, I think it would be eye-opening to the entire country if they were not allowed, if they had to run as candidates, but were absolutely not allowed to disclose their political party. Because let's not fake the funk. Let's not fake the funk. Most people vote based on political party here in the country. They do. But if they couldn't disclose their political party, I'd be very interested to see how the election go if they were, forced to, vote on the facts. But either way it goes, our vote for president doesn't matter any fucking way. Just saying. It doesn't. It doesn't. People here in California vote for Trump all the time. I said, you're just wasting a vote because, we're a blue state. So it really doesn't matter who you want to vote for. Of course, Emma. Of course. That is always the case. Okay? Breakups never, ever come out of the blue. They may look like it at the time, but they don't ever come out of the blue. It's very much cut in stone. Or, I'm sorry, it's very much obvious when you start thinking about it that you caused it. Through your thoughts, right? Through your thoughts, you caused it. Yes, Laura, I will. Yes, Jasmine. Oh, sorry, Dr. Christina. Sorry, girlfriend. Is it okay if I'm constantly thinking about him after our first date today? Or should I detach more? Emanuela, thinking about somebody after your first date's not a bad thing. Think about it. Think about it. Is thinking about keeping that euphoric high is amazing. If you were to first meet somebody on TikTok, Tinder, whatever, and you go on a date with them and they're like, everything went great. Are you not going to think about it the next day? Of course you are. Of course you are. And they're thinking about it too. So you don't need to detach, but what you don't need to do also is blow their shit up about how amazing it was and this, that, and the fucking third. Just keep it casual. Keep it casual. And let it flow where it flows. And let it go where it goes. Lenny. Isn't it contradicting if I'm mad at SP because of the 3D, but I know it's just a mirror? Well, yes, it is. But you can leverage being mad. Okay, you can leverage being mad at your SP. Okay, so if you're mad at your SP because the 3D, when you know it's just because of you, then leverage being mad. What up, Brandy girlfriend? Then leverage being mad. So get mad at your SP for not conforming, for not contacting you. And when we do the photo method in 2.5 seconds, because this girl got to go to the bathroom, then get mad. Get mad at them. The tonality of certainty, assurity, get angry. Think about it this way. Think about, Alice in Wonderland when the Queen of Hearts gets mad. How do people react? How do her little people react? Right? They shape up. Okay? When any movie, in any movie where a king or a queen gets upset and they give their commands, right? Like they give a command and they get upset, how does everybody around them react? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. They fall in line. They fall in line. That's how that works. So get angry with them because they fall in line. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes. Got to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. Okay. So with the photo method, should I tell him he will comply with the terms of our relationship? Yes. Yes. You will. You will. Why not? Why not? You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Okay, that's a form of leveraging the photo method. Yes. All right. All right. Hopefully by now you've gotten somewhere fucking comfy, okay? I obviously am going to reintroduce myself. I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. With the exception of most likely tomorrow, I go live every day, Pacific time, 10 o'clock. If you ever miss a live, I always upload them on the tube of the U, so you can go ahead and watch the replays. Subscribe while you're there, because I'm going to be recording a buttload of content. Also, if you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or want one-on-one coaching with me to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, I have text coaching, a WhatsApp community that is lit, by the way, very active. We get advice in there as well. And then I also have guided meditation, sleep hypnosis, all the shit. Link is in the bio or description below, wherever you're watching from. Okay. I manifested my SP from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. So I'm here to help you do the same. Okay. And I'm good at it. So I'm here to help you be good at it. So you can get whatever you want, not just SP, right? Okay. Now, I want you guys to close your eyes for this is just a couple minutes. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do cord cutting. Okay. This is energy cord cutting. Okay. And so we're going to cut that energy cord between this time. We're going to bring it back. Okay. Last time we always usually do it with SP. And so we're going to do it with, should we do it? I think we're going to do it with you today. Okay, you're going to cut the cord with yours. No, we'll cut the cord with your SP today, and then Thursday we'll do it with you. Okay, so we're going to cut the cord with your SP today, and that what that does is that keeps your energy intact. Okay, but it gives you a new, fresh energy where there's something different. They will think about you after this exercise because there's just a new energetic connection. It's fresh. Okay, it's like when you first met your SP, all you did every time you argue and complain about them and have a disagreement is take a rock and throw it in a backpack, and you've never emptied the backpack. Okay, instead, what we're going to do is dump that backpack out so it's fresh. There's nothing holding you back. There's no like ill resentment, animosity between the two of you. Fresh energy. When we cut the cord with your SP, you are going to cut the cord from your third eye only. We keep the cord within their third eye intact. Okay. So therefore, this is how that works. All right. When I did this with my ex, I was not manifesting back. I hadn't talked to him in 8 years. I cut the cord with him, and within 72 hours, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I was just thinking about you. How you doing?" I was like, "Eee." Okay. Many people have gotten contact with their SPs after doing the cord cutting because you do pop into their mind. It's a fact. Okay. This is a new, fresh energy, and we're all connected through energy. Okay. Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you just to relax for a minute. Release the tension, release the nervousness, release all the worry, fear, hurt, doubt that you are experiencing. Let it all go just right now. And for just a moment, I want you to imagine that you're in a dark amphitheater. It's dark outside. You're alone in this amphitheater. You're sitting in the middle of this amphitheater. And in front of you is a large stage. And on this stage, there's a single stage light that goes from the ceiling down to the center of the stage. I want you to go ahead and look into that light for just a moment. And as you look into the light, you start to realize that you're not alone. In fact, you notice that off in the distance, in the back of the stage, out of the light, there's a dark, shadowy figure. And as you start to adjust your focus to the shadowy figure now, you start to realize and get a sense that that person is your SP. Now, I want you to call your SP, say their name, and I want you to call them into the light, into the center of the stage. Do that now. And as your SP begins to walk into the light, into the center of the stage, you start to notice their facial features, their physical features. And you also notice a gold cord that runs from the center of your third eye directly into their third eye. Now, I want you to ask your SP these 2 questions, and I want you to hear them respond. If you can hear their voice, great. If you can't hear their voice, that's okay too. I want you to ask your SP right now, do you support me? Hear them tell you yes. Now ask your SP, do you love me? Also hear them tell you yes. Now I want you to say these 4 phrases to your SP. This time they're not going to respond, and that's okay. I want you to look at your SP right in their eyes, and I want you to tell your SP, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now I want you to reach up with your hands as if it's a pair of scissors, and I want you to cut the gold cord that runs directly from your third eye only. And as that gold cord begins to fall to the floor, I want you to reach up with your other hand, and I want you to pull the roots of that gold cord out of your third eye and just toss them aside. And as the cord continues to fall to the floor, your SP floats away like a balloon. And it gets farther and farther. And it gets smaller and smaller. And they get farther and farther. And smaller and smaller. And they get farther and farther. And smaller and smaller. Until they just disappear. Now take a deep breath in and out and open your eyes. Alrighty then. Yes, pineapple, you would be 100% correct. It is a technique, a Hawaiian tradition that is called Ho'oponopono. Okay, so now that you are in your, Carly, I will answer your question after we're done with this exercise. Now that you are in your SP's mind, let's get some contact, shall we, bitch? Yes. Okay. So I want you to pull out a picture of your SP. What if you don't know who your SP is? That's fine. That's fine. What's up, Goldilocks? That's fine. You just need to get clear on your SP. What kind of qualities do you want your SP to have? Who do you want them to be for you? How do you want them to be for you? In a perfect relationship, what does that look like for you? How do you want to be treated? Get clear on that. It doesn't matter. You can have anything you want. If you want them to have a certain color eyes, hair, doesn't matter. Be 6 feet tall, doesn't matter. When you get clear on the version of your SP that you want, the type of relationship that you want, your SP will show up. In fact, you may have already met your SP. You're just not aware of them because you're not clear on what you want. But when you are, you'll be surprised at who you all of a sudden notice that that's how it was with my SP. That's how it was with my boyfriend. I had seen him many times, but I never noticed him until I got clear on what I wanted. Oh, right. That's called butterflies, girlfriend. That's called butterflies. All right. So you have your SP's photos out. Now I want you to go down memory lane for just a second, okay? I want you to go back down memory lane for a second. I want you to go all the way back to the beginning of your relationship. And I want you to remember who you were. Who were you in the beginning of your relationship? Because the version of you in the beginning of your relationship was confident. Okay, you knew who you were. A relationship did not validate who you were as a person. You were totally fine being alone because you knew who you were. I want you to go back to that version of who you were now, because even though your SP changed over the course of your relationship and they were not the same person at the end of their relationship as they were in the beginning of your relationship, the fact is neither were you. You also changed. Because relationships, we tend to change our identities based on relationships, and relationships also tend to create insecurities within ourselves that push out onto our SPs. Okay, so we need to go back to who we were in the beginning of our relationship. Cheryl, I'll answer your question when I'm done with this, okay? Remember that person, that confident person, that assured, you had a certainty about you, okay, where you were fine. Sure, maybe you were looking for a relationship. Maybe you even wanted one. Maybe you didn't. But you certainly didn't need one. Because you knew who you were. I want you to remember that version of you again. Because that version of you is what caused your SP to pursue you, to chase you, to be attracted to you, who wanted to talk to you all the time, who the second they got off of work could not wait to come and spend time with you. That version of you is who your SP desired, grew feelings for. That version of you is who your SP fell in love with. I want you to go and step back into that version of who you were again. No other version of you now exists except for the version of you that you were in the beginning of your relationship, but this time the evolved version, the better version, the 2.0 edition. Okay, become that person right now. Now, I want you to go fast forward a little bit in your relationship. Now you're dating your boyfriend or girlfriend. Now, I want you to go to a time in your relationship where everything was perfect between you and your SP. The time in your relationship where you didn't question anything. You knew exactly how they felt about you. You knew that they wanted to be with you. You knew that you would hear from them every single day. They would call you. Why wouldn't they? You just knew that. You didn't question it. You knew that you would see them. You knew that they wanted to spend time with you. That version of your SP is also who you fell in love with. I want you to forget any other version. Forget the version of your SP that was here 10 seconds ago. That version of your SP is no longer who you're selecting and tolerating. The only version of your SP that you are selecting from now and moving forward is the perfect version of your SP. Remind yourself right now, real quick, how did they make you feel? Who were they for you? Why them and not someone else? Remember and hold on and persist in only this version of your SP, regardless of what you see in your 3D right now. The only version of your SP that exists is your perfect version. That is it. Remember that version. Hold on to that version, because that version of your SP, you just knew. You didn't question. Because the fact is, the version of you before your relationship and the version of your SP when everything in your relationship was perfect, those two versions of each other are who won each other's hearts, who wanted to be together, who grew so strong feelings together, where you both saw a future together. You must bring those two versions back together. And the only way you can do that is by you seeing yourself as that confident, badass bitch or man that you were, and seeing them as your perfect person. So the reality is your SP, every time you think about your SP, you're transferring thoughts to your SP, whether you're aware of it or not. And every time your SP thinks about you, they're entering your thought space too, which is why oftentimes you find that you have to try to not think about them because you're constantly thinking about them. And the reason for that is because they are also thinking about you. You need to remember that because your SP has not stopped thinking about you. Your SP is thinking about you right now. They're always thinking about you. You think you're blocked on social media? No, honey, you have a stalker. Okay? They don't want you to see that they're constantly looking at your profile. Like window shopping. They want a window into your life. They're always going down memory lane, looking at their gallery and their photos all the time, pictures of you and of you guys, recalling memories, which is why sometimes random memories will just pop into your mind, because that is what they're also thinking about too, which comes off as your thought when it is theirs. They have been wanting to reach out to you. They have written text message after text messages. They have looked at that call button endlessly. They have been dying to reach out to you. They've got a lot to talk to you about. They just haven't been able to press that send button or that call button because you have not allowed them to do that. Because you are expecting something different than what you actually want. You need to not start expecting what you want instead. Because either way, you're expecting something. You're either expecting them to block you, not want to talk to you, not want to be in a relationship with you. You're expecting them to blow your phone up, to constantly spend time with you, to want to absolutely be with you. Either way, you are expecting something. So it's time for you to take what you want from your SP and start expecting that from your SP. Because when you start expecting that from your SP, then that's what you get more of. What you expect. So right now, take what you want and start expecting that from them. Okay? Now, if you are new here, I want you to put on your crown. If you are not new here, Dr. Christina, I want you to straighten your crown. Because here we get what we want and we get it when we want it. There is not another option. There is not another choice. We are the choice. We are the decision makers. You decide, they do. That's how this works. So right now, I'll talk about that, golden baby, in a second. Okay, so right now, you're going to start wearing your crown and expecting something different. When queens and kings give a command, do they question, wonder, worry, doubt, fear that their commands will be fulfilled? No. When queens and kings give a command, they don't need to question or check or doubt. They know, they expect, because they gave the command. So it must be fulfilled. There's nothing to check. There's nothing to question. There's nothing to doubt. That is now who you are. So today we're going to have fun with our SPs. We're going to channel the emotion that so many of you guys are feeling. And we're going to leverage it and make it work for you instead. Today, you're going to let it out on your SP. You're going to get angry at them for not texting you, contacting you, coming to see you, wanting to be with you. We're going to get angry at them today in a beneficial way. Okay? Okay. So if you are alone, say this out loud. Say it with a little bit of backbone, a little bit of authority. If you are not alone, say it in your mind. Don't look like a complete wacko. Okay? You're going to look at your SP's photo and dead ass in their eyes. If you are in contact, if you are not in contact with your SP, or you're in contact, but it is not consistent contact. And yes, before we proceed, I'm going to put you on a brief pause because I paused this live so I can go to ladies' room. Okay? You are going to tell them to contact you. Okay? You're going to look at their photo. You could say contact, text, call, doesn't matter. However they would reach out to you is how they're going to reach out to you naturally. Okay, so you're going to get angry with them and you're going to look at their face and you're going to be like, you're contacting me right now. However you want to fucking say it. You want to go bitch at them for a minute, bitch at them, but not bitch at them in a negative way. Okay, it's all focused on what you want and expect from them. Okay, so it's like, excuse me, no, you got me fucked up. You are contacting me right now. Like literally, who the fuck? No, you cannot stop talking to me. I'm all you think about and you will contact me right now. You are contacting me right now. Get angry with them. Get frustrated. Get impatient. Let them know what your shit is. Did I ask you, Reg, if your SP blocked you? I didn't ask that shit. Okay? Get angry with them. Tell them to contact you. Period. Now, it's not a question. It's I'm fucking sorry. I've asked you to do this. Think about when you're a parent and you ask your child to do something 10 times and they don't do it. What's your attitude with your child like? That is now your SP. I've asked you to do something how many times and you haven't done it? I don't fucking think so. This is what your shit is. That attitude is what you're going to have with your SPs right now. If you are in consistent contact, but it is not, if you are in consistent contact, with your SP, then you can tell them they're contacting you right now, or you can tell them, get angry with them. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today because I fucking said so. You're coming to see me today. Get angry. Now, if you are in any of the ships, friendship, situationship, relationship, marriage ship, any of that shit, then you are going to tell them, you can tell them a couple things. They're contacting you right now. They're coming to see you today, or have fun with it. You're buying me flowers today. You're bringing me flowers today. You're buying me dinner. You're cooking me dinner tonight. You're going to massage my feet tonight. You're rubbing my back tonight. You're giving me sexy time today. Whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Have fun with it. But I want you, if you have not gotten what you want, get angry. Get fed up. Get angry. Do you understand? Yes, you do understand. No, Dr. Christina. Okay? Do it. Get pissed off. Because I told you what happens when the queen and the king is angry. But leveraged in a healthy way. They just channel their anger into their command. And what happens to the people that work for them? They're little workers. They tremble in their bones, scramble around, and do it. Okay? All right. Get busy while I pause this live for just a couple minutes, all right? But stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly where all your insecurities are coming from. We're going to break it down a little bit, okay? Because it's time now that you just let the shit go because it's not your own insecurities in the first place. Yeah, it's actually not. All right? I love you. Now, give your commands, get angry with them, and expect them to contact you. in the nick of time, and we're back. Okay. I had 6 seconds. My God. Oh my God, I was trying to eat, but I didn't have enough time. But that's all right. Okay. Tyler, my negative thoughts have been in battle with my positive affirmations today. Yes, so flip them. Flip them. Flip, 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 flip. And affirm. And here's the thing. If you are affirming, okay, and you're finding that your negative thoughts are fighting you, then you need to say them out loud. Say them out loud. Okay, you can't speak and think at the same time, which is why when you're speaking and you have to think about something, you have to stop speaking. You're like, wait a minute. You're like, well, yeah, right. So say them out loud. That prevents your thoughts from battling when you're affirming. Is you say them out loud. Okay. We need to retrain the brain. Okay, we need to retrain your mind because you guys have been doing this so long. We need to retrain the mind. Okay, we need to retrain the mind. Okay, to think more positively, focused on what we want. Focused on what we want. Focused on what we want. Okay? Okay. Now, you asked, let's see here, because I will go back to what was acting. And, okay, here's the thing, guys. What I want you to do, Xtina, is you're going to go ahead and take a screenshot of your SP's photo off of Facebook or where the fuck you were at, okay? And you're going to go ahead and you're going to stay off his page, okay? Because who cares who likes his stuff? I keep telling you guys this. You have to understand something, okay? Is who cares who likes their stuff? They're not in, you understand they're not in control of that, right? They're not in control of that. Which is why a lot of you guys got blocked in the fucking first place. It's because what did you do? Liked their stuff after the breakup, right? Then they blocked your ass. So they're not in control of who loves their stories, who likes their shit. They're not in control of any of that. Okay? So you're reading into it and assigning negative meaning to it. Second of all, let's not fake the funk here. I'm on Facebook, and you can only see, oh, what up, Mickey Mouse? Snaps to Mickey Mouse. There you go, Dr. Xtina. What did Mickey Mouse just say? Hello, Jen. Gutter trash is gone. I'm telling you, it's like a superpower we have around here. You want if you want to banish gutter trash, I'm good at it because I did it. Okay, so I can teach you how to do it because I've done it. Okay, and so many people have done it too. But let's take a picture of that so in case people are wondering how they banish gutter trash. Yes. Snaps, proud of you, Mickey Mouse. Now keep going. Okay, you need to keep going. So you have confirmation that gutter trash is gone. So if at any time you find yourself wavering on that thought, you must continue to affirm, nope, he hates her, she's gone away. He hates her, she's gone away. To ensure she stays away. Okay, until it's just a matter of fact thing for you, and then you'll know it because you just won't think about it anymore, and you'll just stop naturally affirming against that. Okay, but keep that going so the dump truck takes her ass out. All right. Now, back to you, Dr. Xtina. Okay, so all you can see on somebody's photo is how many people liked their stuff and one person who liked it. That's it. That's all it shows you. Right? It'll show, and it depends. Oftentimes it just says they have 35 likes. That's all you can see. The only reason why you know who liked their stuff is because you clicked on it and went down the rabbit hole of who liked his photo. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. All of you guys only know who likes their shit because you are looking to see who liked it. Stop doing that. Do you understand? Ooh, guys, I have a hard stop in 30 minutes, but we are almost there. And my math is not stellar, and I'm okay with that shit. We're almost there. One lucky person is about to win 30 days of text coaching with moi and my team. So that's exciting. It's changed your life. Okay. Now I want to go back to, okay, what if I want my okay, hold on. Somebody else asked a question. I told her I'd answer it. Hold on. Almost there. Okay. Carly, is it morally wrong to manifest someone who is with someone else? No. Absolutely not. Why would? Because you have to think everybody is constantly manifesting, right? This isn't something that you're trying to do, okay? Or you're learning how to do, okay? It's not something that you're trying. This is not something you're just. I think he'd be good. Yeah, Denya. Why not? It's not something that you learn how to do, okay? So everybody is constantly manifesting an SP. Everybody's constantly manifesting an SP. So is it morally wrong to manifest someone who is with someone else? No. Because if you think about it this way, oftentimes logically speaking, people break up all the time, right? Every second of the day, somebody's breaking up, okay? So it's not wrong for you to manifest an SP. So when they're with someone else, fuck that. I'm going to get my man back. I don't give a fuck. Because you're not doing anything, okay? You're not doing anything. This is not like voodoo witch magic where you're like, I'm going to go and put I'm going to put a spell on you. And now you're mine. You know, like some hocus pocus shit? That ain't what this is, okay? So I'm just singing with you guys every day. So that's not what this is, okay? So you're not getting them to do shit. Okay, you're directing your thoughts to what you want, and then they're reflecting that and pushing it out, and you're guiding their thoughts, if you will. Okay, you're guiding your thoughts. Congrats, Jimnay. Jimnay is the winner of our 30-day text coaching. Congrats. Reach out to Betty. Okay, so there's that. So that's how you have to look at it, okay? It's completely their idea. You're just helping their idea right along by clarifying in your thoughts. So if it's their idea to leave gutter trash and come over to the grass is greener, aka you, well then there ain't nothing morally wrong about that shit at all. At all. What if I want my situationship to give me a committed relationship? Okay, Cherry. So, if that's the case, you need to get clear on what the shit is. Okay? You need to get clear on what it is. Do you understand? So, if you're questioning this relationship and you're listening to what he's saying out of his mouth, and then you're questioning, are we in a relationship? Does he want to be in that? What is this? Like friends with benefits type thing? Then that's what he has to reflect. So now here's the thing. This turns any situationship into a relationship fast because it all lies up to you, okay? So you have to ask yourself this. Say, okay, if I was to only base a decision, and if I was to put a label on what we have, only based on the actions, only based on his actions with me, what would I call this? Would you call this a situationship or would you call this a relationship? Because in my opinion, a situationship is like they only call you at I used to always tell my daughter this. I said, if a man only calls you after 10 p.m., don't answer. Because what do they want? Right? So in my opinion, that's a situationship. Friends with benefits. They only call you at 10 o'clock at night. And they're like, hey, baby, I'm horny. Come on over. You know what I'm saying? So if you were to take the title out of everything and you were to only go off of your time spent together and you were only to base your decision based on that alone, what would you call this? Then that's what it is. Then that's exactly what it is. A relationship. That's how this works. That is how this works. Because if they're saying something out of your mouth that you don't like, and you were to be like, okay, no, I know that's not what this shows me. Like your actions do not show that. Okay. No, I refuse to believe that because your actions, this is why they say actions speak louder than words. That's where that saying comes from. Because if you were to put duct tape on their fucking mouth and be like, okay, let me assess this based on what they show me in their actions. That's all you need to know. That's where those three phases come into place. Is no, I know exactly how he feels about me. I know that he wants to be in a relationship with me. I have no doubt about that because his actions show you that. And he's telling me everything I want to hear. And that situationship turns into a committed relationship real fast. Like, told you, 7 days or less. 7 days or less, there's no situationship anymore. It's only a relationship. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Now, let's see here. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Emily B. No, I did not see a question, sister. And that's the thing too. Somebody said, like, what if he is a womanizer? A what? A womanizer? No, no. A womanizer? Absolutely not. What do I look like? A womanizer? No, with me. He's only with me. Okay. Oh yeah. Thanks. So let's talk real quick about where your insecurities come from. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Kelly. My SP just contacted me after doing the photo method. Snaps for Kelly. Snaps for Kelly. Snaps for Kelly. That's how this works. That's how this works. Okay. So that's where Reg, who gives a fuck if your SP blocked you this morning? Who cares? Who cares? Here's what you have to realize, okay, is there's always a thought process that comes before somebody blocks you. Obviously, they're thinking about you, okay? You have to spin this around and say, okay, why does somebody give it two shits if they block you or not? Okay? Like, why? Social media does not define your relationship for the 10,000th time. And on top of that, who gives a fuck? Oh, obviously he's thinking about me clearly because he sought my social media profile out just so he could block me. Like, but don't acknowledge the blocked part. But that's how you have to look at it. Like, obviously he looks at my social media profile all the time because he's thinking about me because I am top of mind all the time. All the time. Top of mind. That's how you have to look at it. That's how you have to look at it. Okay? There's a million different reasons they block you. You understand that, right? You understand that? You understand that? Okay. Now, where do your insecurities come from? Question of the day. And why do you, what's the photo about again? Oh, okay. Yari. If you go to my profile, I'm wearing it's pinned to the top of my profile, first and foremost. But that's an outdated one. I added a step in before that. So there's, like, I think 3 or 4 videos down, I'm pretty sure I'm in a bathrobe. I'm in a bathrobe often. It would be the first of the 2 videos. That's the photo method. Okay. That's where you command until they're asked what to fucking do to their photo. Works all the time. Okay. Works all the time. Works great. You can get them to do anything you want them to do. Okay. Anything you want them to do. Okay. So, real quick, Melissa, need to take notes. LOL. I blocked him and his gutter trash, but would like to see him when he reaches out this weekend. How he will. No, he will. Yes. Okay. So, fuck gutter trash. Gutter trash is not a competition. You guys need to understand this. Here's the thing. If gutter trash let's address this. If gutter trash knows about you, that's a great thing. I know. Seems ridiculous. But it's a great thing if gutter trash knows about you. Why? Because she's very, very jealous. But it's a great thing if gutter trash knows about you. Why? Because she's very, very jealous. Yeah, exactly, Danielle. She's very jealous of you. So understand, she plays her part perfectly. Okay? So you have to understand that if gutter trash knows about you, she's very much keeping you it's impossible. It is impossible for your SP to not think about you often. It's impossible. Because she does nothing but continue to talk about you. Oh yeah, Melissa, that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. They try to take it to social media and get you to trigger. They're very jealous of you. So as much as your SP maybe let's say he's trying to not think about you. It's impossible because she can't stop talking about you. Because she doesn't know the law of assumption, right? So she's playing her part. She's reacting and reacting and reacting and keeping you top of mind, top of mind, top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. Ask me how I know that. Because that's what happens. The second they find out about you, they become obsessed. And I mean, it was regurgitated to me where he was like, she won't stop talking about you. That's right. That's right. Yes. That's right, Sam. That's the best part about it. That's the best part about it. That's what makes this entertaining because you're just like, yeah, okay. Just go ahead. Keep being my biggest cheerleader. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love all the forces that work in my benefit. So keep doing what you're doing. I love all this for us. There's always a positive way to spin everything. Instead of you guys constantly look at the negative shit over and over and over again. Negative, 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 negative. Instead, it should be like, toot, toot, toot. I'm going to toot my own horn all day, bitch. Yeah, you got me screwed up. All day. Yeah. This is what show? Oh, that's right. This is called the Jen Show. Yeah. So, and then I'm giving more reasons to be jealous. That's just my personality. All right. So insecurities within yourself are not your own insecurities. Okay. What's happened, you get insecurities from a plethora of different sources. Okay. A lot of insecurities came to you as a child. Okay. Things that you were told by sources of influence. Okay. So you have to understand that from birth to 7 years old, your main source of influence are authority figures, parents, family, doctors, like all of these professionals are main sources of influence as a child. But that shifts over time, okay? Because there's different time periods they come into. So then once they're done being influenced by their parents and children that are trying, because think about as a parent, you're always trying to tell your child about themselves, which create insecurities within your child. because you're being told about yourself from sources of influence. Okay. So now you're adapting that as your own belief, as an own insecurity within yourself. Then you enter the socialization period of your life, where now your source of influences have changed. So now your sources of influence are no longer your parents and your family. They're your fucking friends. This is where they say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. Okay. Now, the main source of influence, this is why a lot of times you feel like you don't have any control over your teenager, because all they listen to is their friends. So now they're in the socialization period of their life. And the socialization period of their life now creates different insecurities within themselves because of social standards amongst their peer groups. So now you're creating more insecurities. Like when I was growing up, I used to think that I used to be very insecure with my body. And it wasn't because I was overweight. It wasn't until I was an adult that I learned that these things that we grow up insecure about were called assets. Right? Because I was always an early bloomer. So I had like big boobs, right? I had a body. And then I look back as a teenager, I was like, damn, I look hot, right? But I didn't feel that way when everybody else in my grade was flat chested, right? Things like that. So yeah, I had insecurities there, right? Then you get into socialization period of your life, teenage years, and now you have your source of influence are your fucking friends and peer groups, which also create new insecurities because now you're starting to date too. You're starting to be into boys, right? All of these different things. You're comparing yourself. You're constantly comparing yourself to others. Right. And schools don't help with this. Schools do not help with social circles. Okay. You've got the cheerleaders and the jocks, which end up not being so hot when they're older. But anyway, so now people look up to them and think that they should be looking like them. They should be acting like them. Right. Plus there's racial stereotypes that my daughter talks about when it comes to her school. So now it's like, well, you're Asian, so aren't you smart? Like you're supposed to be smart because you're fucking Asian, right? Plus, different standards. Then now you're an adult, so now you have all those different insecurities that have been built up from childhood now to teenager with looks and appearance and things like that. Then or communication styles, different things like that. Friends, if you have friends, right, or you don't, right? Like who decides if you're popular or not? Things like that. So now you have those insecurities. Now you're an adult. Now you're in relationship period of your time. You're in the career period of your life, right? And this is where they call it adulting. So now you have new insecurities that approach. One, now you're trying to enter the career, figure out what you want to do with your life, right? You're dating, you're into relationships now. And we take things personal. So we let people's assumptions based on their previous relationships impact who you are and who you should be. Plus you have society standards, right? This is where we have lower class, lower middle class, middle upper class, and upper class. And all of these standards like, oh, well, you live in this area, so you're supposed to look like this, or you're supposed to have this because of where you grew up. Right? Or you had a great childhood, so you're supposed to somehow, because you had a great stellar childhood, you're supposed to what? Somehow be on the straight and narrow the rest of your life. There's those insecurities. Then you have your relationships, right? And now your relationships are creating new insecurities within yourself and those insecurities. Then you have your relationships, right? And now your relationships are creating new insecurities within yourself. And it's not new insecurities. It's not. It's the compilation of everything over your life that is now being poured into your relationships. And now you have those insecure, but they're not out of relationships. Okay. They may look like they're creating insecurities within yourself, but they're not. They're not. It was by sources of influence when you were children. Okay. So, a lot of what we tolerate from men, right? Or what men tolerate from women was modeled by them as a child. Maybe they had a dad that did nothing but disrespect their mom, right? And talk down to their mom, right? So now women grow up thinking that that's how men should treat them. So they tolerate that. It grows into their insecurities within relationships because it was modeled for them as a child. Okay. Which is why most men who grew up with single moms had the utmost respect for women, because they saw their mom work hard to support their family, to do all this stuff, right? They saw all of this. They witnessed it. So they have nothing but the utmost respect for women. This is why, because it was modeled for them. So these are not your insecurities. They have nothing to do with who you are. These are not even your own beliefs. They're not your own beliefs at all. They're simply beliefs of others, like the media, everything that was pushed onto you. So because of that, you tend to carry into your relationship things like that, because that is what you witnessed. That is what you experienced growing up. And you'll notice a lot of features in the people that you choose to date. They go one out of two directions. Either they're very much similar in qualities to the male figures in your life growing up, or they're the complete opposite. There's usually no middle ground. So we tolerate things because we saw it, we witnessed it. So it's not you. So you need to understand that. And when you can understand that this is not me, these are not insecurities these are not insecurities necessarily. These are not my beliefs at all. So instead, I'm going to choose now to believe something different. About myself. I'm no longer going to let society, my peer groups, the media, my upbringing affect who I am today. In fact, I'm going to take everything that I've ever learned and flip it all to empower me. That everything I've ever gone through has never happened to me, but for me. It's what led me to who I am today. It's what led me to do what I do today. You know, I've been through a lot as a child, not a child, but as a young adult, right? I've had a very colorful past. I've been through a lot. And I realized that a lot of my love language when it came to men in my life was buying them things, because that was modeled to me as a child from my dad. That's, to this day, that's how he is. Like, he just buys you things and he pays the bills, and he goes out and he always covers everything, right? And then and so I ended up doing that because that was how love was modeled for me. You have to realize a lot of your love language was modeled for you. It was modeled for you. Okay. So there's that part. And so then you have, but I always looked at it like, okay, because I've had a lot of things happen to me, right? But I said, if I would not have experienced the things that I've experienced in my life, then I wouldn't be here on TikTok talking to you right now. I wouldn't be an entrepreneur. I wouldn't understand women and the things that they go through, because I've been there, right? I was a victim of domestic violence. Before, I was like, I don't understand the fucking problem. Leave his ass, job done. That was my attitude. Until I became one. Then I understood what they were going through. I was able to, nothing should tear you down. Everything should be designed to empower you, to be like, no, you know what? I've been through a lot. But you know what? Right now, no one is going to tell me anymore who the fuck I am. No one is going to tell me who I am. No one is going to change what I believe about myself or what I want to believe about myself. It's my life. This is your life. So what are you going to choose to do with your life? Take whatever you've gone through, take anything that you've ever been through, and empower yourself to do something different, to have something different. Instead of being a victim, use it to pick yourself up and be like, no, it's what made me the person I am today. I am a much stronger person today because of what I've been through in the past. But I also now know what I deserve as well. And so I'm not going to settle for shit. I'm going to get what I deserve. And no one is going to tell me who the fuck I am. Because the only one that's going to tell me who I am is me. My beliefs from now on moving forward are only going to be my beliefs. And no one else's beliefs. Insecurities? I don't have insecurities. I'm fucking perfect. Society has insecurities. I do not. Anything anyone has ever told you is never you or their opinion about you. It is what they see within themselves that they reflect onto you. That's all that is. That's literally all that is anything they've ever said to you is because they feel something within themselves that they put back onto you. Why do you think bullies exist? Because they obviously have major problems of their own. So they feel empowered by putting other people down because they see something in them that they wish they had in themselves. So if anyone puts you down, if anyone talks shit, including SP, if anyone puts you down, you should look at them from a sympathy perspective and be like, wow, you must really be hurting inside. Because whatever they're saying to you has nothing to do with you, which is why internet bullying is a joke. That people love to talk about somebody they've never even met in their entire life, but somehow they have an opinion about them. Why? What's your fucking opinion? You don't even know this person, but clearly you're very shallow of a human. So why don't you go get the love back for yourself? So you would stop putting people down. When men talk shit to you, it's only because they feel insecurities within themselves. Because if you don't think men have a lot that they have to deal with, they very much do. Because again, society standards, right? Women can cry to their besties, to their friends, and how do their besties respond? Men included. Oh, it's all right, honey. They get all the sympathy, all the fucking sympathy in the world. But if a man goes to his homies and girlfriends and cry, what are they told? Well, acting like a bitch. Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. Because it's exactly the society standards that they're supposed to live up to, right? And a lot of them, it's ingrained in them when they're children by their fathers. Grow up. We don't fucking cry. Yeah, we don't fucking cry. Act like a man. That's how they're supposed to be. But that's how they grew up. Which is why most of you guys, when we recreate your SPs, 99.99% of you say, what do you want to improve? And you say, communication. They don't talk to me about how their feelings. That's why. You have to recreate them to be that person because they're not used to talking about their feelings. They weren't allowed to do that when they were younger. Men weren't. Because that's exactly what they were told. Stop acting like a bitch. Stop whining. You want to suck on a titty, right? Things like that. Their manhood is shot by their fathers, by their friends, by everybody if they communicate their feelings, if they express themselves. So that's why a lot of times they don't do that. So that's where you have to recreate them instead of getting upset about it. Good, AJ, bitch. Good. Instead of getting upset about it, you need to recreate that. Give them permission to do that because they've never done that before. Okay? I'm not going to yell at you today because I have to go, but I hope that helps you in understanding how people are, how different sexes are from the time of birth to now. It's how they are, and that's how they grew up. And it pours into their relationships, not intentionally, but it was their upbringing. It's what they witnessed. That's why a lot of people A lot of times, maybe they're not as affectionate as you want them to be because they were never shown affection as a child. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. So let's get it popping. All right. Now, you are not going to question shit today, okay? You are not. Whichever one you want. Whichever one you want. Okay? You are not to whine, bitch, moan, groan, and complain about shit today, okay? We are not reacting to anything. Today is no React Tuesday. We are not reacting to anything today. Only positive reaction to everything. I don't care if you see something unfavorable in your 3D. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are not to react. React in your thoughts. You are not to react. You're going to stay the path. You're going to stay the path. You're going to stay the path. Do you understand? Yes, no React Tuesday. I don't want to see you guys react to shit unless it's what you want to see. And you're going to assign positive meaning to fucking everything. Positive meaning to everything that they do. So let's say they're not talking to you. What are you talking about? Do you talk to them every day? Yeah. They cannot stand not talking to me. They love talking to me. I'm the best part of their day. They're thinking about me right now. They think about me all day, every fucking day. That's your job. Okay? That is your job. All right? All right. I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, I always put them on the tube of you. So while you're over there, subscribe while you're there. Okay? Also, if you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want one-on-one coaching with me to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, all links are in my bio or description. I have WhatsApp group, tech coaching, all the things. All right. So let's get you your SP. Enough time has been fucking wasted. You have been bullshitting around far too long. So when are you going to stop playing games with yourself? Hopefully you said today, right now, stop playing games with yourself and go get what you want and get it when you want it. Now, get impatient with them. Get angry with them. Get them now to conform. Get them now by not reacting to stupid shit and controlling yourself. Jasmine, shoot that shit to the top, please. All right? All right, guys. I love you all. I love you, besties. And I will see you all later. Bye.